coffee first. Shh. All right. We're ready to rock and roll now. What's up, guys? Fears, audience, Fears. Big shout out to my friend Randall for making not only the Thrilling 3 music, but the Thrilling 3 short film. Randall, that is, well, besides Cameo Man and Fears Man, that's my favorite project that Randall has ever made by himself. I wish I could have been a part of the Thrilling 3, but I think Randall made that before we became friends. So anyway, big shout out to the fans. What's going on? This is Fears, the host with the most. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. I didn't stream yesterday. I needed a day off, so I uploaded some videos and some pictures that I've been wanting to my Facebook. I'm also gonna be doing that tonight to catch up, because what I usually do is I let my phone max out. No more space left, and then I just download all those photos and videos, upload them to like my Facebook, my social medias, and then I start fresh. So yeah. Anyway, I just needed a day to do that. I didn't finish because I had to mosey on off to work. By the way, work, it was good. It was good. It just is we had 44,000 last night, so it was a little bit of a rush. And I'll be honest, I don't know why they do this. Like, the rush did not happen until, like, the last 2 hours of work. So, the first part of work, easy. Like, a box here, a box there. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. All of a sudden, the middle gets a little busy, but, like, not too much. All of a sudden, the last 2 hours, wham, 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 with boxes. If they equally distributed the boxes, then it wouldn't be a massacre, like at the end of the day. I don't know why they do that. But again, I'm not the boss. I just do what the boss tells me to do, Anyway, big shout out to the fans. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I told everybody in the Discord that I'm streaming, so hopefully everybody will get here soon. I'm going to open up the chat here in just a second. No, things have been going good. I heard from my mom the other day. I need to call her back, so I'm going to call her back before I go into work tonight. I was out and about doing errands yesterday, and I just totally forgot to call my mom back, but I will. I promise, guys, today. But, yeah, things are going good. Things are going great. So, anyway, let me open up the chat, see how everyone's doing, and we'll get Mosey in here. All right, here we go. Call her back, so I'm going to call. All right. So far, we got 2 people watching. Thank you so much, and we got 1 like. We got 1 like to the show. I appreciate that 1 like. Hopefully, I get some more. Anyway, let me switch it to live chat so I can see your guys' chat right away. No one said anything yet, but I'm sure as we go along, we'll have more chat. Thank you for the 2nd like. Now we got 4 people watching. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yakov said he was going to watch while he's playing his guitar. And I was like, you can do that. I'm like, come and hang out. Jam it out. What's up? Yo, 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 yo! What's up, heroes and villains? Collectibles. Heroes, I'm so proud of you, buddy. When we celebrate the 10K party, guess what, guys? It's not even going to be a 10K party, because Heroes is light years past that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we're looking at, like, it's almost what? It's almost 14,000, right, buddy? Pretty insane. Buddy, put the sub count in the chat so I can tell everybody. I mean, this is amazing, guys. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Heroes is probably still at work right now because it's 4. So I don't think he gets off until like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So he'll get to hang out with us for a little bit. Anyway, so I'm going to start with some updates, but before I do anything, I'm going to tell you guys the topics. Today we're going to be reviewing this amazing film somebody told me about. I got this at Goodwill for $1, and I got it like 6 months ago. I just haven't had time to watch it. I thought, you know what, before work tonight, I said I'm going to watch it, so I watched it last night. The Shack. Amazing film. I need to get it on Blu-ray, but they only had it on DVD at Goodwill. So I'll watch this for the time being. But as soon as I find it on Blu-ray, I'm going to give this to Randall. And I know Randall will like this because it's a very spiritual movie. The main character, his name is Mac. He goes on this spiritual, like, quest. And it's like a quest like no other quest. All right. Heroes says we're at 14,192. Nice, buddy. Nice. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. I am a spiritual guy. Even if you're not a religious person, I think you'll still like this movie. But anyway, I'm going to review this. And then this other movie I've seen before. I've just never seen it on Blu-ray, and I've never seen all the bonus features. So the second movie we're gonna review is Faster with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you smell, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna take his catchphrase. Anyway, lots of bonus features. Anyway, so those two. Then I'm going to talk about my experience with Tommync2010. I mean, it was pretty epic. I mean, I'm blessed. Most people don't even get to hang out with like their favorite YouTubers ever. I, on the other hand, I haven't hung out with Tommy not just once. I've hung out with him now twice. Plus, next year, I'm going to hang out with Visions. Lord Visions. That's right. I cannot wait. So, I thought, well, the fans, they like Tommy. Well, mostly everybody likes Tommy. I like Tommy. I think he's a good guy. I know there's some people in the community that don't like him, but Tommy's a good guy. We're all not perfect. He does have his flaws. I've got my flaws. Everyone's got their flaws. But Tommy is a good guy, though. Tommy's a good guy. Anyway, cheers to you guys in my Star Wars cup. You know what? Heroes, check this out. I didn't notice this until now. So I take it out of the dishwasher. I washed this cup last night. I always put a mug in my coffee station. So then I don't have to reach for one. So once this is done, I'll put this in the dishwasher. I'll go to my cupboard. I'll grab a cup and put it right in my coffee station for tomorrow. So I'm grabbing it. I'm putting it in the coffee station. And I noticed, I don't know if it was like this or the dishwasher chipped it. And I was like, well, son of a bitch. So either I bought it chipped by accident and I didn't even notice it, which that's probably what it was. Or the dishwasher did that. And so I looked in the dishwasher to see if I could find the little chip that broke off of it. And I'm looking around. I'm like, nope. So I didn't find any chip in the dishwasher. So I'm thinking I bought it chipped. But, oh well. It's still a good mug, though. Anyway. So, let's see. Where to begin? Where's the updates? The biggest update is this Saturday. The weekend itself, too. I get 3 days off. Normally, I just get, Saturday and Sunday. But because it's Memorial Day, before we started work last night, my boss rolls in, and she's like, hey, guys. And we always have, kind of like a prep meeting, like, hey, in preparation for the night, this is what we're doing. This is where everyone's going to be. I hope everyone's having a good day. Then she goes over, safety procedures because, FedEx, they're all about safety. They don't want anyone getting hurt. So every single time of work, we always have, a little team meeting. And they're like, well, today's safety features is this. And then they'll ask everybody. And they're like, hey, John, what is the 3-step process? And I'm like, okay, the 3-step process is when you exit a truck, what you're supposed to do so you don't fall is the first step is grab onto the side of the truck. The second step is don't run out of the truck. Step out of the truck with one foot. Then the third step is to bring the other foot down and plant it firmly so then you don't fall. And she's like, that's correct, John, because we've had many people fall. Because many people, it's a rush sometimes because you have to run in, grab the box off the belt, scan it, put the box on the right shelf in the truck, take the sticker off the top of the box, and then they want it on the middle. So you just rip the sticker off the top, read the number, bam, put it on the front of the box that you place it in the bin, and then you move on to the next one. So it does get a little hectic sometimes. Like I said, anything over 40,000, it's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy day. So after they go through all this safety stuff, then they tell you what's coming up. All right, in a week we're going to have this, and then, hey guys, in a month, we're going to have the company picnic, blah, blah, blah. Then they end with how many boxes we have, which was 44,000. And then she goes, the last thing I got is don't come in, Sunday night going into Monday morning. She goes, we're going to be off on Monday, so everybody come in on Tuesday. So which is Monday night going into Tuesday morning, because I get Memorial Day off with pay, which is pretty fucking cool. Because that was the first question I asked. So, like, right after the team meeting was done, I went up to my boss, and I was like, hey, I got a question. And she's like, I think I know the answer to this question, John, because everyone asks us, but go ahead. And she's a smart cookie, my boss. Remember, I've got 3 bosses. One lady, and the lady's around my age. She's 37, 38-ish, so I'm 1 year older than her, but she's a really nice lady. And then I got 2 older bosses. One guy's like 43, the other guy's like 42, but they're nice guys. Very nice people. I work with a lot of nice people at my job. So I look at her and I go, so I know you said we're off, but I said, here's the kicker. I said, is it a paid vacation? I mean, a paid holiday or not? And she goes, you know what, John? She's like, I actually don't know. She's like, I'll let you know. And I said, well, it's Memorial Day. I said, that's a busy holiday, honoring the veterans. And then she said, wasn't your dad a veteran? I said, that he was. I said, he did really important jobs. And then she's like, why don't you go get on the belt and start? She goes, when I find out, I'll let you know. So I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, right on, just let me know. I'm like, it's not a big deal. I'm like, I'm just curious, because I'm like, well, if I can get paid for a thing, then why wouldn't I, So I get on the belt. It's about halfway through the shift. She goes, hey, John, I finally found out. I went, oh, good. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, what's the verdict? She goes, we do. And I said, everybody? And she goes, oh, yeah. She goes, managers, obviously get paid a little bit more. But she's like, she goes, you guys get paid and the day off. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. I'm like, nice, sweet. So it's a 3-day weekend. Oh, yeah, it's going to be good. So that's the first bit of good news. The second bit of good news is the LC news. Big party Saturday, going nuts, boozing, live streaming. Hopefully some shorties, LC, come through, man. I have not had my dick wet in 4 years. This madness must stop. This madness must stop. I need to get my dick wet. That's right. I don't mean to be crude, but I'm starting to get that edge, man. I'm starting to get that itch. Whew. I just had to get it out. I'm sorry. Just give me a moment. Let me process that. All right. Now we can continue on. So hopefully shorties, going nuts, boozing. I can't booze too much because I got to drive home. But I will bring over some of the Crystal Skull vodka. I got to say, because I've tried both versions now. There's many versions of the Crystal Skull. Heroes, I'm going to bring over the Skull. You've got to take a sip of it. But, Heroes, here's the thing. You have not tried the clear one. That's the classic. But then they have others. And I didn't even know that they sold them at that Walmart across the street from my house. I thought, what the hell? I'm like, me and Tommy have got to get some booze. I'm like, I don't feel like going to the liquor store like 15 minutes down the road, I'm like, I'll just go across the street. And I'm like, whatever they have, that's what I'll get. So on a whim, I just said, hey, you guys got any Crystal Skull vodka? Now, granted, guys, it is $60 a pop. So it's a little pricey, but man, you get your money's worth. And she goes, well, not only do we have the classic, but she goes, we got some of the other bottles too. I said, oh, really? I said, what kind of bottles do you have? She goes, we've got the black version. She goes, then we have the gay pride bottle. And I know everyone's thinking, I'm not gay, but I support my gay friends. And I read on the website, every single bottle has a different version of their classic vodka. They just tweak it. So at some point, I'm going to buy the gay pride bottle, and I'm going to try that vodka because it's a different vodka. And I like vodka, but I'm also getting that bottle because I fully support my gay friends. So yeah. So the pride bottle has like all the colors like built into the skull. Because I'm going to try to collect every single bottle. Then they've got the new like alien bottle that looks like an alien's head, or I'm sorry, an alien's skull. So I'm going to get that one. Then they have like, what's it? I think it's called Blue Purple. They have a purple bottle, but that version of vodka is like blue purple vodka. I'm gonna have to look at their website. They got a whole bunch of different ones, so I can't wait to get all of them. But I never thought in a million years, right? So I was like, okay. I'm like, oh shit. And I called Tommy over. I'm like, Tommy, I've been dying to try this black version because the first one's a clear bottle. The second one is the black bottle called the Omninox, I think is how you pronounce it. I tried it, Heroes. It is so good. Whoo! It's so good. So at least take a shot of it, Heroes. And that's right. Heroes is correct. It's not a 10K party anymore. It is a 15K party because I guess Heroes hit 15K. Or he's almost about to hit 15K. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Because you know, Heroes, I've been talking for about 10, 15 minutes, buddy. And Heroes gets new subs like every 5-10 minutes. So he was at 14,192. Let's see what he's up to now. So Heroes and Villains collectibles. I wouldn't be surprised. You got to hit 15K today. And it's very achievable. Okay, so you're still at 14, buddy. You're still at 14, but no worries. I guarantee you, probably by the end of today, probably by the end of the day, you guys know. You know he'll hit 15. So, plus, we're on Thursday. So he's got 2 more days until he hits 10K. Well, I'm sorry, 1 more day. Half of today, Friday, and then Saturday. You know, so a day and a half. In a day and a half, he'll totally hit 15K. Without question, Heroes. So you got to try some of that that crystal skull. So that's what I'm bringing over. So I may finish the bottle off. I may not finish the bottle off. But I'm only gonna drink a little bit because I have to drive home. So yeah. But Heroes said it's gonna be me. I did invite Sam, Heroes. I just don't know if Sam's gonna come. But I left him a voice message. Said, hey Sam. Heroes and Villains Collectibles is having a big like 15K party this weekend, and I said it's not going to be a huge party, but I said, and I also invited Randall. I don't know if Randall or Sam's going to show up, Heroes, but I did invite Randall and Sam, so I hope they come. I'm coming, so and I'm on the phone with Sam, and I'm just like, hey, it's going to be me, you, Sam, if you come. Hopefully Randall. I said, eventually Hero's wife, because she has to work, but she's coming later. Then Heroes, I said, a couple of, like, Heroes and Villains, like, family members, and his daughter, and his 2 sons are going to be there. And I said, hopefully some shorties. And I said, probably all in all, maybe like 10, 15 people's coming to the party. So it's kind of like a chillaxed party. So I'm looking forward to it. And then on Sunday, I have to go to church. Fears has not been to church in almost a month. I've been getting text messages, right, guys? From church members going, Fears, are you all right? Are you okay? Like, we haven't seen you in a while. And I feel bad, so I'm texting them back. I'm like, yeah, listen, I had a friend come into town, and I had to play host. And I said, I've been wanting to hang out with him for quite a while. I said, he stayed at my house. So I said, there was that. I said, work's been kind of crazy. And my church knows that I'm a YouTuber. I said, I was getting backed up on some content that I had to edit. But I said, this weekend, I am for sure coming. And they're like, all right, well, great. They're like, you missed the big, Mother's Day celebration. I said, that's okay. I said, I hope all the moms had a good time. And they're like, well, Fears, you missed your pancakes. And I said, that I did. And Joey, I'm sure, had a field day with that. Joey and everybody, well, I know Joey's kidding, but Quentin thinks I just go for like the free food at church. That's not the case. Because if I would have just came for the food, I would have went to the Mother's Day celebration, and I didn't. So I go because I love God and Jesus, Quentin. Look into them. Because you need those 2 people in your life more than I do. I don't know if Quentin's religious, but he needs to be. He needs to be. Because that guy's a little fucking weird. little fucking weird. Anyway. Yo, Rebecca, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see Rebecca. Good to see Heroes and Villains Collectibles. So yeah, so I'm really excited about the I almost said 10K. I am really excited about the 15K party this weekend. So anyway, that's all of Fears' plans this weekend. So I may go to Goodwill and try to find some more goodies. Maybe. I've been saving my money for the big Missouri trip, which, by the way, as soon as it hits June, I've got to put in my days off at work. So yeah. Yo, Pretend Story says, congratulations, LT. What's up, Pretend Stories? Yeah, Tommy and Sam and Randall Pretend Stories didn't know that you abbreviated your name. I was like, yeah, it's still Pretend Stories. I'm like, he didn't change it. He just abbreviated it. And Sam's like, oh, he goes for a minute, Fears. I didn't know who the fuck that was. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, it's Pretend Stories. He's always going to be here. He's always a fan. I'm like, he just had it real long, like Pretend Story times. PST is a lot shorter. Whoop. There it is. Rebecca says, we're doing good, Fears. Awesome, Rebecca. Rebecca, refresh my memory. Because you and Visions were kind of like fucking with my mind, right? I thought you were Mrs. Visions. Refresh my memory, because every once in a while it goes off to La La Land. How did you become a fan? You said you're a random fan. And did we meet at a convention? How did we meet again? Or have we met? Or did someone refer you to my channel? How did you find out about me, Rebecca? Because whenever I start talking to a new fan, I always like to know how they found my channel and what they like about my channel and what video sold them or what live stream sold them to subscribe. So I'm just curious. Let me know. Anyway, guys. Yo, Rezzy, what's going on? Rezzy, I would throw you the link and say hi and catch up, but fucking StreamYards, that goddamn bastard, I ran out of stream time. And I'm not paying the extra, the extra $25 a month. Fuck that noise. To have unlimited stream time. I'm like, look, the fans know that $25 can go for gas or for some food or some BK Lounge. I'm like, fuck that noise. I'm like, I'm not paying that extra $25. So yeah. No. So I'm like, the fans are going to have to do. Whenever it runs out, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and then it'll be back. So yeah. Someone referred us about your channel. Okay. All right. So, Rebecca, I'm just curious. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the videos more on Fears Man? Or do you prefer the videos more on Fears Vlogs? Or do you prefer the live streams? Or like, what's your take on it? I'm just curious. A lot of people like both. Some people just like the streams. Some people just like the videos. So, I try to fulfill everyone's needs on my channels. So, yeah. Hero says, yo, what's up, Mama Rezzy? Oh, better be careful, Heroes. Shh. I heard Sega got totally pissed the other day. Apparently, Heroes and Rezzy was in a live stream, right? And you guys were chatting. I didn't get to see it, but I heard from people in the community, oh, Fears, Sega went off the deep end, was screaming and going nuts in that. Did that happen, Rezzy? I'm just curious. Anyway, Rebecca says she likes the live streams the most. Oh, right on. Have you ever checked out any of the videos? I try to make good vlog content and other videos on my main channel. But yeah, a lot of people like the lives. They said they like the interaction with the fans. So, I mean, I try to do the interaction. I try to talk to the camera, like whenever I'm vlogging to, get the fans into the vlogs. But, yeah. Anyway. Rezzy, I like how you changed your name, because it was like Rezzy Girl Gamer, and now it's Rezzy Lovegood. Is that really your last name? I'm just joking. It's probably not your last name. But no, I like the change. Yes. Rebecca says, yes, I have Fears. Checked out the video. Okay, that's good. Well, I'm glad that you like both, Rebecca, but, I mean, everyone's going to have their personal favorites. Rebecca, I'm not going to turn this into an interview, but I need to ask this question, and then we'll move on. What's your favorite vlog of all time? I mean, I know you've just started watching the vlogs and the streams, and you recently just subscribed. Oh, one more question. Did you subscribe to both, or did you just subscribe to Fears Vlogs? You won't hurt my feelings if you didn't subscribe to Fears, man. I'm just curious. So, favorite vlog of all time, and did you subscribe to both my channels? Just curious. All right. Let's see. back to the updates. Let's see. So I talked about. I'm trying to remember everything. I talked about the party. I'm going to church on Sunday. Probably tomorrow. I'm just going to do a lot of editing. I'm going to do a lot of editing tonight before work. I may hit up the Goodwill tomorrow. Maybe. Pretty much Saturday. Either Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, I think I'm going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. Because Heroes and Villains saw it, and he said it was phenomenal. And I was like, all right, I better get to it and watch it. So I'll let you guys know what I think. I think I'm going to go see it. Anyway. Oh, nice. She says, I subscribe to both of your channels. Well, thanks, Rebecca. I really appreciate that support and that love. Rezi says, Love Good comes from Luna Lovegood, a character in Harry Potter. I'm a big fan, that's why. Oh, okay. Rezi, I have to ask you, what class are you in? Fears, I looked it up. I did the little Harry Potter quiz, and Fears is I'm a Ravenclaw. So that is the blue, that's the blue and silver. So I am a Ravenclaw. I thought I was going to be Gryffindor, like chilling, with Harry Potter. But I'm a Ravenclaw. So yeah. Thank God I'm not the gray and silver. They're the evil ones. There's Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, and oh fuck, what's the last one? Give me a second, Rezzy. Don't tell me I know it. Gryffindor. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. She says, you're welcome, Fears. I do thank you. Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. Don't tell me. I know it. Slytherin. It took me a second. I almost forgot about it. Which one are you, Rezzy? Which one are you? And Rezzy, you know what quiz I'm talking about online. Because if you're truly a Harry Potter fan, then everybody has took that quiz to find out what class you're in. So yeah. I played Hogwarts Legacy and sorted that was going to send me to Slytherin, but I refused and chose Gryffindor. Nice! Listen, fuck Slytherin. Those selfish, evil bastards. It's all about Ravenclaw. It's all about Hufflepuff, because Hufflepuff's like all the fucking hilarious wizards and shit. And then Gryffindor, they're like the fucking heroes. And then I don't know what the fuck Ravenclaw's all about. I know their colors are gray and blue, but I don't know what they're all about. Slytherin is all about, like, fucking people over, being evil fucking wizards. I'm the most powerful wizard. No, I'll take your wine and wipe my ass with it. Fuck off, Anyway. Thank you for the 4 likes. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think. Is that all the updates? Mom's doing good. I talked to Grandma. Grandma's doing good. She's still at my aunt's house. My grandma had to sell her condo. She's having hard trouble breathing, and then she fell down twice. I mean, my grandma's getting old. She's almost 90. Her birthday's coming up soon, though. But she's still hanging in there. Good old Grandma Fears is still hanging in there. I cannot wait to see her when I go visit her. And I'm probably going to wear Vision's shirt, I Love Grandma. So she's going to get a kick out of that. So my aunt offered, well, why don't I sell your condo, give you the money, and then we can take care of you. My grandma's a pretty independent person, so she takes care a lot by herself. Just it's the hard things for her. My aunt takes care of. So I called my aunt and I said, I said, be honest with me. I said, how's Grandma doing? She goes, oh, she's still very independent. She goes, when she feels up to it, she still drives. And I was like, oh, that's good. I'm like, so Grandma's getting around. She goes, when she doesn't feel up to it, we just take her wheelchair in my car and then I'll wheel her around the grocery store or whatever. I said, listen, I said, she's allowed to get tired sometimes. I said, if I was almost 90, I would get a little tired myself, So she has trouble breathing sometimes. That's what kind of scares me, because my aunt said 1 minute she doesn't need the oxygen tank and she'll go for like 3 or 4 hours without it. And then all of a sudden the next hour she's got the tubes up her nose and she's using the oxygen for about an hour and a half. So it's not bad. It's just kind of helping her out. But again, my grandma Just like my dad. My dad was a very independent guy. If my dad could figure things out for himself first, he would. I'm kind of the same way. I only ask for help at the very last waking moment if I can't figure it out. So yeah. Rebecca, I'm just curious. Rezi said that she is a Gryffindor. Everyone, if you guys have took that test, what class are you in at Hogwarts? So Rebecca, which one are you? Are you a Hufflepuff, a Slytherin, a Gryffindor, a Ravenclaw? I did the test. Fears is a Ravenclaw. So fucking Ravenclawed up, motherfucker. That's right. Heroes, what are you? What are you? Are you a Ravenclaw? Are you a Gryffindor? There it is. I don't know much about it. I've never read any of the books. I probably should. I've heard the books are fantastic. I've watched all 6 movies, 7 movies, however many they are. I've watched them all. They all are, all of them are good. My favorites are, I like number 1, and I like number 7, part 1 and number 6 and number 7. It's a two-parter. And then I like number 2. The other ones in the middle, they're all right, but those are my favorites. Nice, Rebecca. She's a Ravenclaw, just like Fears. Oh, Ravenclaw, motherfucker. That's right. Yo, Visions, what's going on? Visions, real quick. Rezi said that she's a big Harry Potter fan. I'm a Ravenclaw. I took the little quiz online. Rebecca's a Ravenclaw. Visions, I'm just curious. Have you ever took the quiz online and found out what class you are? Are you a Ravenclaw? Are you a Hufflepuff? Are you a Slytherin? Are you a Gryffindor? Let me know, buddy. Oh shit! Rezi says, you know what? I think Heroes is a Slytherin. I'm just kidding. Ooh, you're kind of touching a rough ground on that one, Rezi. Shame on you. Shame. I'm just joking. Rebecca says, yo, Visions. You know, Visions, before you came in, I was telling Rebecca, you guys were quite sneaky with Fears, and I must applaud you. I thought that was Mrs. Visions, but you guys kept up the good act. It was great. Picture this. Wouldn't it be hilarious if whenever I go to visit Visions next year, Visions just like kind of taps me on the shoulder and is like, hey, Fears, guess what? Good news. And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He goes, well, first, welcome to my home. He goes, second, yeah, he goes, Rebecca was Mrs. Visions the whole fucking time. And I was like, you bastard! You son of a bitch! That would be hilarious. So I don't know. A little part of me still thinks Rebecca is Mrs. Visions, but I don't know for sure. But I trust Visions. He said it really wasn't, and that they were just joking, so I do trust Visions. But Visions is a sneaky guy. You know, in a good way. He's pulled a prank or two on me, before. So, yeah. Yo, Yakov, what's going on? How you been, buddy? Well, good to see all my buddies, Rezi, Yakov, Yakovij, and Heroes, and Rebecca, and Visions, and everybody else. Yuna is a Ravenclaw. Nice, Rezi. Nice. Oh, shit. Hey, Mama Rezi, I'll be whatever you want me to be. Whoo, it's getting steamy in the chat. Just a little steamy. All right. Well, Visions, I hope the website's doing good. I checked it out before I went into work last night. You got some new goodies up, buddy. And I messaged Visions the other day because he's like, Fears. He goes, I was wondering if there was a stream. I was like, nah, no stream. I'm just taking a break. And he goes, yeah, I was wondering about it. And then Vision said he was working pretty much all night on making some new prints of something. And I was like, oh, that's what's up, buddy. That's what's up. Anyway, also, guys, before I start, I just wanted to say thank you for all the prayers and blessings that I got in the Discord. I appreciate it. The other day, I was not having a good day. I was upset. I was crying. And I'm not afraid to tell you guys that. And it was because I was thinking about my dad. I have my good days and I have my bad days, just like my mom. So I hadn't broke down in a while, and I pretty much just broke down and cried for like 2-3 hours. I was really I miss my dad every day. I think about him every day, but some days I miss him more than others, you know? And the other day I was just like, man, I need some prayers. I need some blessings. And I was praying to God like crazy. I was like, God, help me out. I need some help. I'm like, I only ask you for help when Fears really needs it. I'm like, I'm having a bad day. It's a really bad day. So I appreciate all the love and the blessings and all the support you guys gave me in the Discord. Of course, typical Quentin. He said something like, I don't know his exact quote, but he said like, you sound like a pussy, Fears. Typical. I gotta say this about Quentin. No emotion. He's emotionless. I'm like, really? I'm like, can't you just wish Fears a good day or have some good blessings or some prayers just one day? Like, you got to be an asshole every single day? But it didn't surprise me. That's how Quentin is all the time. So I just kind of laughed off his comment. I was like, yep, typical Quentin. That's a typical Quentin response. So yeah, he's emotionless though. So I envy him sometimes. I wish I could be emotionless. But Fears, I'm an emotional guy. Sometimes I handle emotions and situations good, and sometimes, Yakov, you know this from past experiences, sometimes I handle things very badly. I mean, insanely badly, but I've been trying to get better at it. So the other day was not a good day. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, though. It's going to be a 3-day weekend. It's awesome. I get to sleep in on Sunday. Well, a little bit because I'm going to church, but I'll take some naps whenever I come back from church. I don't have to go into work on Sunday night. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Let's see. Yakov says, I'm just practicing some tunes for my upcoming show. Yakov, you refresh my memory because you know my memory's bad sometimes. When's the upcoming show? And is it just a personal gig that you're playing with like some friends or some family? Or are you actually getting paid for this gig? Because I know you're in between jobs right now. For a while, Yakov had like a really good job. He said you worked on that Mary Poppins show for about a month and a half? And he got paid for every single show. And he said, Fears, I got paid pretty good money. And I was like, oh, that's what's up, buddy. Which I was really proud of you, Yakov. I was like, all right, not only is he in a show, but he's doing what he likes to do, play music. Yakov likes to play music. Then he likes to create his own music because I went on your, what the fuck is it called? You sent me to a link, but I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'm old-fashioned, guys, and it's the first time I tried it. What the fuck is it called? Spotify. I didn't even know what the fuck Spotify was until Yakov sent me the link, and I got to listen to some of his music. I'll be honest, Yakov. I know we're civil and we're cool and we're chill now. At the time, we were not cool and civil, so most of it I didn't like. But there was like 3 songs that I actually did enjoy. The rest of it, not so much. Pretend Story says, yeah, I was going to say you're overly emotional. Not all the time, though, Pretend Stories. It's only at certain times. If I'm really upset about something, I get really emotional. If I'm really missing someone, like my dad, sometimes I have to hold back tears, man. And I usually cry off camera. I mean, I've cried a couple of times on camera, but then I get shit for it. Like, all the trolls are like, oh, those are fake tears, which I can't believe they would say. I would never fake cry on camera. Anytime I've cried on camera, it's been fucking for real, you know? And I especially wouldn't fake cry over my dad, because you guys know how much I love my dad and miss my dad, and my dad was my hero and still is my hero. So I try to do it off camera because I don't want to bring my problems, you know, to the show, you know? So yeah. Okay, June 27th. Oh, it's sweet. It's a paid gig. Nice, buddy. Nice. Make that moolah. So, Yakov, after that gig, though, because that gig's coming up, not May. I mean, we're in May. June 27th. So, that's quite a long ways. Hopefully, you can find some work between May 25th today and June 25th. So, guys, give a prayer for Yakov to try and get a permanent job, a steady job. I will pray for you, buddy. I really will. All of his music is also on Spotify. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, heroes. I didn't know what Spotify was until Yakov sent me the link, and I was like, what the hell is this? Because Fears tries to keep up with the times, you know, but so I'm kind of old school. Oh, speaking of old school, today I had no idea that you could do this with your debit card, right? Now, so let's say this is let's say this piece of paper, right? Is my debit card. So normally I just stick it in and let them read the chip, you know? She goes, oh, you don't have to do that anymore. I went, oh, what do? Do you just take it and punch in the numbers off my debit card? Because I went and got lunch today. I should have cooked lunch here, Yakov, but I was lazy. I thought, you know what? I'm like, I don't want to stream super late. I'll stream between 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. And end it around there, have some dinner, and then get to work on finishing the vlog. So she goes, oh, no. She goes, I don't have to punch in anything. I said, well, how am I going to pay for my lunch? She goes, you don't know about tapping? I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about, guys. I said, no. I said, what's that? She goes, oh, it's great. She goes, now with credit cards, there's a little, like half a circle on like in the either on the left hand of your debit card or on the right or on your credit card. You can do it on your credit card. She goes, and you just like tap it like that and it takes the money off. I went, really? And she goes, you've never heard of that? I said, I try to keep up with the times, but I said, I'm kind of old school. I said, I will either, if I buy something online, I'll either punch in the numbers or I'll just, if I'm at a grocery store, I'll stick my card in. She goes, you need to get with the times. I swear to God, she said that. And I said, listen, Fears tries to keep up with the times. Actually, I didn't say my name. I said, I do my best to keep up with the times. And then she goes, yeah, I would think everyone would know about that. And I was like, I felt embarrassed. I was like, well, I'm sorry I didn't know about that. I'm like, I had no idea you could just tap your thing. She goes, do you want to do it? I said, no. I said, you show me how to do it. Because I wanted to see her do it. Literally, so if this is the machine, Yakov, she literally just went, it's this easy. She goes, you just take the card. I said, do you have to hold it on there? She goes, no, you just tap it. I went, that is so fucking cool. Because I thought, okay, tapping, you have to leave it on there for a couple of seconds, let it read your card, and then take it off. She goes, nope. She goes, it instantly does it. You just go 1, 2, 3, like that. And I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. So today was the first day I ever did that. So I was like, hey, as long as it pays for my lunch, go for it. Go for it. Well, thanks, Vision. I appreciate that. I can always rely. Vision is a good friend. He says, shout out to the Fears dad. Listen, my dad appreciates that, and I appreciate that, buddy. So, yeah. I'm actually going to try to move instead of getting a new job. Well, yeah, I don't mean to get into your personal life, Yakov. That's cool that you're moving to the big city, but you have to get a job in order to move, in order to pay for your new place. So I'm just curious, when you move to the big city, is that when you're going to try and find a new job? I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. I wish you luck on it. So, yeah. What was for lunch today? Oh, pretend stories. I think you know what Fears got for lunch today. Can you guess? What is a go-to thing that Fears likes to eat? A predictable thing. What's a go-to Fears lunch? There's only a couple places. Let's see if you can guess. I think everybody knows where I went, though. I'm very predictable. I'm talking about that BK Lounge, man. That lounge. That BK Lounge. That's right, buddy. That's right. I was doing good. I hadn't had BK Lounge in about a week or two, and I was like, I'm getting that itch. I need that itch. I need that BK Lounge back in my life. Visions, I hope you like BK Lounge, because when I come to visit you, there's probably going to be 1 or 2 BK Lounge visits. Probably. Certainly 1. So hopefully there's 1 right by your house. Hopefully. So yeah. Yeah, I'll find a new job in the city. Right now, I have enough savings to just chill. That's good, Yakov. Focus on that new job, or getting that new job. Focus on that music, buddy. Because, dude, how epic would it be if, like, Yakov's music took off? And then, as soon as the music takes off, then the fucking YouTube channel took off because you were uploading your songs. I hope you're uploading your songs on your YouTube channels. I mean, that would be smart. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for the 5 likes. Someone just liked it again, and because I was at 4, and now I'm at 5 likes. So, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. So, yeah. I'll be honest, Visions. I don't remember if you told me if you and Mrs. Visions like the BK Lounge. I think you do. But I'm not 100%. You may have to refresh my memory. I can't remember. Anyway, let's get to the first topic. The first topic is So you guys know I just hung out with Tommy. I wanted to explain the Tommync2010 experience. Because I've had 2 experiences with Tommync2010. I've had a lot of experiences with him on camera. But I've only had 2 experiences off camera. So yeah. Oh, nice, Visions. Visions says, yes, we have Burger King. We've indulged a little bit of Whopper Wednesday. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Wait, so you and Mrs. Visions every Wednesday get a Whopper? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Yeah. Well, see, listen, me and Visions were already friends to begin with. Now we're even more friends, buddy, because I don't even do that. I don't get it every single week, but every single week it's Whopper Wednesday. Nice, buddy. Nice. Well, we can't break tradition. Whatever week I come, Visions, next year on Whopper Wednesday, because I'm going to stay for a whole week with you guys whenever I come, on Whopper Wednesday, we will definitely get on that Whopper Wednesday, buddy. Oh, and we have to film it. We have to vlog it. Or at least I'm going to film it. I'm going to vlog it. So, yeah. Just biting into a Whopper Wednesday burger, man. Like, oh, look at this beautiful BK Lounge Whopper Wednesday burger. GUNG! There it is. Yakov says, I have an official music YouTube channel where all the music goes. Okay, I don't even know if I'm subscribed to that one. So send me the link, buddy, in the Discord, and I will subscribe to it. That's pretty awesome, Visions. I didn't know that you and your lady did Whopper Wednesdays. That's pretty cool. It's pretty good. Maybe I should start that. Fears Whopper Wednesdays. I'm just joking. I don't want to steal. I don't want to steal Vision's thunder. I'll be honest. This new coffee that I'm drinking, not a fan. But I already bought it, so I have to drink it. The last one was good. It was the Dunkin' Donut blueberry themed coffee. That shit was good. This one, it's like love of a turtle. It's okay. Let me put it this way. It's drinkable. It's drinkable. But I'm not going to waste my money. Like, Tommy was like, well, why don't you just throw it away, Fears? And I'm like, Tommy, this Dunkin' Donut bag costs like $8. I may not like it a lot, but I like it enough to where I can force it down me. I'm like, I'm not going to waste my money, buddy. You know? Anyway, let's get to the Tommync2010 experience. So like I was saying, I've hung out with Tommy tons of times on camera, but only 2 times off camera. Mostly, it's an enjoyable experience. Most of the time. There's been a few times on camera, though, that he's lost his temper. Especially when Carrie went nuts on him. And we've all seen from the past. I still have some of those old videos up. Some, out of respect for Tommy, I took some down. But then other trolls uploaded them somewhere else, but they're not on mine. And then Carrie's got a shitload of those old ones. Whew. Carrie did a number on Tommy. Whew. Probably the worst I've ever seen Tommy get mad. I mean, ever. Yakov, Visions, I don't know if you were a fan back then. I mean, you've been a fan for, what, the last 3-4 years, but I don't know if Visions wasn't there from the very start. Yakov's been there from the very start. So, Visions, let me tell you this story, right? So, it's my birthday. This is like, oh God, Yakov, how many years ago? 6, 7 years ago? Probably 7 years ago, right? So, you got me in there, Carrie, I think Pixel was in there, I think Yakov was in there at the time. I think Yakov, let me know if Fears' memory is correct on this. I had a shitload of people, and this is back in the day. This is like the good old Google Hangout day, right? So we're chilling. All of a sudden, Tommy comes in, bad out of thunder, rolls in. He's like, Carrie, you fucking bitch. He's like, oh, it's on. It's time for a war, Carrie. And total mad chaos ensued. And I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there on my live Visions, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So they battle it out. And okay, that's what I thought, Visions. So this was pre-Visions. So Visions, I'll give you the 10-second version. So I'm just sitting there. Every once in a while, I try to make peace, and I'm like, hey guys. He's like, Fears, let me talk. He goes, Carrie fucking started it. He goes, I'm taking this bitch down. I'm taking her down. And I'm like, okay, all right, you know. And so I'm just sitting there on my live. I don't know what to do. Yakov, fill in the blanks where I've forgotten. That's pretty much what happened. They go on a goddamn tirade, and come to find out, Carrie said something about Tommy. Tommy said something about Carrie. It was a whole world of shit on my birthday stream. Then later on, he gets off. Then he comes back and says, John, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your birthday stream. I was like, you didn't necessarily ruin it, buddy. You know, just a whole bunch of shit happened. And I'm giving you guys a 10-second version because I don't remember the whole thing. I just remember the highlights of it. So I'm doing my best. But he did come back on and apologize. I remember Carrie saying something like, well, that escalated quickly. I was like, well, Carrie, I'm like, you called him fat, you know. I said, that's one way to escalate escalate it. I said, then, Carrie, I said, it didn't help matters that Tommy called you a bitch 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I said, he said it a lot. So that's probably the worst I've ever seen Tommy get mad. Usually he's his normal Tommy, lovable, stay positive self. Normally. That's the worst I've ever seen him get mad. It was, he wanted Carrie's blood. Visions, I kid you not. He was like pretty much a pissed off Speedy Gonzalez. He had fire in his eyes. He's like, I'm taking this bitch down. And I was like, he's like, Fears, you better get the fuck out of my way. And I was just like, I stepped back and I'm like, go ahead, buddy. Because I tried to make peace 3 or 4 times in the stream, and they wouldn't let me. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, at least it's good content. You know, I'm like, all right, have a ball, you know. It was, yeah, Rezi, that's the correct word. Rezi says, wow, Fears. And I was like, it got bad. It got ugly. And I mean, quick. So that's the worst I've ever seen them. Anyway, Yakov says, yeah, I can't remember if I was there or not. I was too drunk back then to remember. I got you, buddy. No worries. Yakov, usually when you came into my streams, either on camera or off camera, I know you said you were sober like maybe 1 or 2 days a week, but he said the rest of the week, Yakov at least was honest with me. He said, Fears, I'll be honest. I remember you told me this a long time ago, Yakov, right when you were trying to get sober. He said, Fears, anytime I came onto your stream, I was either drunk or kind of buzzed. He goes, there was only like maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week that I was sober. The rest of the days of the week, I was full-on drunk. And I was like, really? And I remember you said something to the effect of like, oh yeah, Fears, like I was gone. And I was like, damn. So it wasn't exactly how you said it, but it was a version of that, Yakov. But I remember that conversation. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, listen, Fears likes to drink and party and have a good time, but I don't know if I can be drunk every single day. You know, it's always that morning after. You know, you get that fucking headache and shit. Oh god, a fucking hangover is the worst. But Yakov, all I gotta say is now that we're cool, I want this hangout to happen. I'll get back to the Tommync2010 experience. All right, Rezi, peace out. Later, Rezi. Thanks for stopping by. I'll get back to the Tommync2010 experience in a second, but this needs to happen, Yakov. One day, well, I don't know if you drink now because you're sober, but Yakov's at least got to be there to, like, party. Visions, this would be the ultimate hangout. Me, Sam, Randy, Visions, Pixel, Yakov, the dude, Pretend Stories, who else would be there? Triple, Tyler, that needs to fucking happen. I mean, those are mostly all the bros of the community, you know? That would be the ultimate hangout, man. Boozing, going nuts. Like, I wouldn't care what we do. Like Triple's like, hey, Fears, you know, all the strippers are on me. And I'd be like, okay. I'm like, I don't think me and Visions and Randall will mind, you know? And Visions is so cool. He'd be like, hey, Fears, guess what? I'm bringing my girlfriend. Bring Mrs. Visions. Let's go nuts, you know? I'm telling you, Yakov, that would be the ultimate hangout. That would be so much fun. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but that would be so fucking cool if it actually did happen. But all I gotta say, buddy, is when the Lord Visions trip happens next year, oh my god, that's gonna be some epic streams. Because I'm gonna stream in Visions' house. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether Visions wants to be on camera or not, like if Visions is like, hey, Fears, I don't feel like being on camera today, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go in your guest bedroom and I'm gonna lay on the floor like I always do at my mom's house. I'll lay like on my belly and I'll just start streaming away on my laptop, which will be hilarious because then Visions will be like, oh, hey, like, well, I'm gonna go watch your stream, from the other room. It's gonna be fucking great. Oh, it's gonna be great, buddy. And so I know that's planned, and I know the Goonies thing is planned. And then we have to do Whopper Wednesday now that you said something. I would like to go try the I guess it's, I don't know where in Portland, but Vision said he lives close by to the very first Starbucks that was ever created, I guess. And I was like, oh, dude, how cool would it be to get a fucking coffee from the very first Starbucks ever? Because I only get Starbucks now. You know the problem with it is, Yakov, is I've gotten so used to buying my coffee from Walmart, right, Visions, and then just drinking it here. But every once in a blue moon, if I'm out and about doing errands, I'm like, oh shit, I'm an hour away from my house, and I need a pick-me-up. I'll only get at Starbucks the Pike with soy because, one, that's my favorite drink on the menu. Two, it's the cheapest thing on the menu. If you want like a venti or a grande, you're looking at like $9 or $10. I'm like, for a fucking coffee? I'm like, that's like, listen, no. You need to bring down those prices, buddy. And then they look at me, they're like, well, what are you talking about? It's Starbucks. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you guys charge an arm and a leg for what? A fucking grande is like, okay, so it's, a grande is probably about, what? That tall. The venti is about that tall. And then a tall is probably about there, from my finger down, right? So a Pike with soy, I always get a tall. That, you're looking at about $2.85. Well, hang on, with tax. Probably $2.89 with tax. That's not that bad. That's okay. I don't mind doing that. But like a grande, I remember when I was in town, me and my mom went and got some Starbucks, right? So I'm a gentleman, of course. I love my mother. So my mom grabs her purse, grabs her wallet out of her purse. I'm like, Mom, don't worry about it. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm here to see you. I'm like, I said, I'll get us coffee. I said, don't even worry about it. But in my head, I'm like, I don't mind paying for the coffee. I love my mother, but I'm never mad at my mom. I was mad at the fucking prices, Visions, because they ass rape people. I mean, hard. Like, oh yeah, fucking grande, 9 or 10, $9.50, $10.50. I'm like, no, up your ass. But again, I never cause a scene though. This is what's Fears is thinking in my brain. I'm like, why not charge a reasonable price? I hate when people fuck over other people when there doesn't need to be. Yakov, you know what I'm talking about here, right? Anyone's went into a Starbucks, right? Oh yeah, I'll get this. Just give me some sweetener. Thank God it's not like British. That's the only thing I hate about England. If you went to a Starbucks in England, at least you get the sugar packets and the sweetener for free in America. Remember I told you guys that story like I was a kid? And me and my mom and my dad and my brother will never go back to a McDonald's in England ever again. So I remember I was like getting my soda, and I just, in America, you just grab as many, ketchups as you want. And the lady rolls around the counter. She goes, excuse me. And I was a young little lad. So she goes, excuse me, lad. And I look up and I'm like 9 or 10. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, you're grabbing that many ketchups? And I'm like, well, yeah. And she was like, oh, hang on. And so she grabs them. She goes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll be 20 pence or something like that. I can't remember what she said. I'm like, for what? She goes, oh, well, you have to pay for all those ketchups. I'm like, no, you don't. And she goes, yeah, you do. And I remember this, Yakov. I was like 10, 11. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, in America, you can just grab as many you want. And I love what she said. She goes, son, this is not America. You have to pay for those. And I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, the hell with this. And so I put them back, and I went up to my mom. I said, Mom, is that true? And she goes, oh, yeah, John. She goes, they make you pay for everything. Not only the ketchup, right? They made you pay for the lid. They make you pay for the straw. And I was like, I literally went up to my dad. I said, Dad, let's never go to McDonald's ever again. He goes, yeah. He goes, we're never doing this again. You have to pay for your lid and your straw? Give me a break. Ass raping. I was just like, this is ridiculous. They're ass raping us. I was like, this is fucking stupid, you know? I couldn't believe it. So I was like, what, are you that not selfish is the wrong word. I'm like, are you that much of a tight ass? You can't let me grab 3 or 4 ketchups? I was like, whatever. So yeah. So these days I only go to Starbucks like when I'm on the go. But it was nice. Like I have a friend that works at the Starbucks like near my house. And I walk in, he's like, yo, it's the Fears man. He goes, damn. He goes, I haven't seen you in here in like 2 or 3 years, buddy. He goes, what happened? Where did you go? I said, I've been here, buddy. I said, I'll be honest. I said, you want me to be honest with you? And he goes, yeah. He goes, where have you been? I said, do you still follow my channel? He goes, oh yeah, Fears. He goes, I've watched the Fears streams. He goes, I've watched the Fears vlogs. I said, well, then you should know what I've been doing, right? And he goes, yeah, but I can't catch every single one, Fears. And I was like, that's fine. I said, I told everybody, I said, I don't go to Starbucks anymore for a couple of reasons. I said, one, I got sick and tired of the trolls calling the business and like affecting their day, which is so stupid. Like, oh yeah, I'm Fears' brother. I'm like, you guys need to come up with some new fucking material. Anytime I'm at a Starbucks and I'm doing a live stream, it's always, yeah, you see the guy in the hat? Well, I'm Fears' brother. I got to talk to him about something. It's always Fears' brother, right? And then I'll get on the phone and they're like, hey, Fears, like, you should be afraid of us. We're everywhere. I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot. I'm not afraid of you guys. You can eat my ass. I'm not afraid of you guys whatsoever. Click. And then I have to go up to the store owner and say, listen, if you ever get any prank phone calls asking, hey, is my brother there in the black hat, just hang up on them. I said, they're just doing it to try to ruin your guys' day and ruin my day. I said, and I don't want to affect your business. So just immediately hang up on them. So a few times they've done it. So I got sick and tired of doing that because I don't want to disrespect the coffee shop and ruin their day because they're in a flow. You know, they're working away. You know, so I told my friend that's one reason. I said another reason. I said it's just easier and cheaper if I just buy my own coffee from Walmart and just brew it myself. And he's like, yeah. He goes, I'll be honest, Fears. He goes, it's a little pricey. I said, yeah, it's a little bit, but I said it's not much. I said, oh, I don't mind paying if I'm on the go. And I said, 3, I said, since I've gotten my coffee pot, I'm like, it's so much easier to just walk over, get my coffee. And I said, you know, I stream a lot, right? And he goes, yeah. So I said, it's just easier if I go, brew my coffee, bring it over, you know, to my, you know, my little table where I do my streams, turn on the stream, and then I'm ready to rock and roll. And he's like, yeah, I can see that, Fears. But he goes, but you still like our store, right? I said, yeah. I said, I have nothing against your store. I said, like I said, I only get Starbucks on the go. I said, that's why I'm in here. I said, I'm doing a lot of errands today. I'm a little tired. I need to pick me up. I'm away from my house. So he's like, well, Fears, he goes, I still remember your classic. I said, do you really? I said, it's been like 2 or 3 years. And he goes, oh, yeah, Fears. And he goes, because you got the same damn thing. He goes, and you do it the same way like your dad. I said, oh, yeah. I said, my dad taught me the ways, man. 2 sugars, 1 cream. Always. And he's like, well, let me guess, Fears. A tall pike with soy, 2 sugars, 1 cream. I went, oh, you got it, buddy. I'm like, you get on it right now. And he goes, I'll definitely get on it. So, yeah. He goes, Fears, that's the most easiest coffee ever. He goes, I'll have it done in a minute. And my friend, he's super quick. He had it done less than a minute. And I was like, you're the man, buddy. You are the fucking man. Every once in a while, I try new coffees. Like if they have a Christmas one out or a Halloween one out, I'll try those. But I still put 2 sugars, 1 cream in it. It's just I try a different coffee because I've tried almost all of their coffee. I try all their new ones at Starbucks. I try my best to try them all because some are good and some are horrible. But mostly the new ones and the holiday ones that I've tried, Yakov and Visions, they're pretty good. Not like I said, not all of them are winners, but most of them are winners. Anyway, let's get back to the Tommync 2010 experience. So most of the time, Tommy's great. But even Tommy said, Fears, let me know when I start getting a little annoying. He goes, because at some point, he goes, my friends and my family have told me that I said, well, Tommy, I said, here's the thing. I said, everybody gets on everyone's nerves at some point in their life. He goes, yeah, Fears. He goes, I like to push buttons sometimes. I was like, well, don't push my buttons. Of course he did. The only thing I didn't like about the Tommync 2010 experience is after we filmed that short film / TikTok, he had that Nerf gun shotgun, and he wanted to recreate that Tales from the Crypt thing, like where the guy shoots him. And I said, I'll play the salesman. So Tommy gave me one of his hats. He actually gave me that blazer. I have the blazer. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's like 3 sizes too big. Because Tommy's a tall and he's a big guy. But he wanted to give me, he goes, Fears, you can just keep the blazer that you wore, the suit coat blazer. I said, well, Tommy, I said, it's 3 sizes. He goes, I'll use it for a short film. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's in my closet. But I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I said, listen, I said, I'll think of something. So it's in my, so if anybody wants any Tommync2010 merch or an actual suit coat, let me know. Because I don't know what I'm going to use it with, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so it's in a hanger in my closet right now. So yeah, he's like, wear it for a stream, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I may wear it for a stream, buddy, just to make everyone laugh. I said I may wear it, you know. So after that one, he kept trying to hit me with that Nerf gun, and my patience was wearing thin. And finally, I said, all right, Tommy. I said, you asked me when it's getting annoying. I said, it's kind of getting fucking annoying. I said, do not shoot me with that fucking Nerf gun again. And he could tell that I was serious. I said, if you want somewhere to sleep tonight, stop shooting me with that. So that was the only thing that really got on my nerves. Everything else was great. The live streams, hanging out with him, drinking was great. Oh, and then one more thing. He kept rubbing on me. I had to tell him to stop that. He was like, oh, hey, John. And I was like, Tommy, look, listen. I had to have a sit-down talk with him. I said, Tommy, look, I said, I don't mind if a guy gives me a hug. You know, I said, best friends give each other hugs. I gave him a hug. I gave him a hug when he got there. I gave him a hug, you know. I said, but I don't like when a man is rubbing on me. I don't know if he was doing it to make me feel uncomfortable or a joke, but every once in a while he'd be like, so, John, you want to grab some lunch? You want to grab some lunch? And he's like massaging my forearm. And I look over, and I'm like, yeah, we can grab some lunch. And then I'll look down like this, and I'm like, why the fuck is he massaging? And it was deep, too. I kid you not. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, John, like this. It was, so, John. And he was, like, studying. He was like, so, John, you want to grab some lunch? And I'm like, yeah, we can grab some lunch. And I'm like, Tommy, why are you massaging my forearm? I'm just joking, John. And I was like, okay. So that got a little weird sometimes. And it didn't happen every day. It happened some days. But I was like, I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but I'm like, this is kind of fucking weird. So I didn't like that, and I didn't like him always shooting me with the Nerf gun. Not that it hurt, it just was getting annoying. So those two things. Besides that, everything was great. Like, he bought me a bunch of stuff. He said, hey, I want to buy you a gift. I said, you don't have to, I said, Tommy, you don't have to buy me a gift. I said, you're my guest. Tommy bought me a gift, though. It's in my house. And I was like, wow, man, I really appreciate that. I'm like, you're a nice guy. Everything else was great. I got to meet his real dad. He's a nice guy. I got to meet his real mom and his grandma. Wonderful people. We had lunch. He bought lunch sometimes. I bought him lunch sometimes. He bought me dinner last year. So I said, well, hey, I said, hey, you bought me dinner last year. So I said, I got you covered. So Tommy bought me a bunch of stuff. I bought him. That's kind of what I do with my friends. Like, if me and Sam will hang out, I'll be like, hey, Sam, I'm like, you got dinner last time and miniature golf. So I said, this time, I said, I'll pay for miniature golf or whatever we're doing. And Sam would be like, yeah, I got you, Fears. So you pay this time. He goes, Fears, I'll take care of miniature golf next time. I'm like, okay, cool, sweet, Sam. But yeah, those two things, I really just, yeah, it was annoying, Visions. It was annoying. So, Visions, when I promise, when I come to visit you, I'll probably give you a hug, buddy, and I'll probably shake your hand. But I promise, I won't be like, hey, Visions. Oh, yeah. You want to grab lunch, buddy? So I promise I will not massage your forearm, buddy. That got annoying, and then always shooting. Like, he scared the crap out of me one morning because I'm used to sleeping alone here. I really need to find a girl. I really do. So he was trying to sneak in through that door. You know that door in my hallway that you guys have seen in the vlogs and the streams? That hallway that leads to my bedroom. I thought, well, I'll be a good host. I said, I'll sleep here. And he's like, are you sure, Fears? I said, yeah. I said, you push that button, Tommy, on the side. It turns into a bed. I said, this is really nice. And I said, you can take my bed. And he said, "Oh man, Fears, I'm trying to sneak in." I said, "Tommy, you'll never sneak in the front room because that door that leads to the hallway visions. I mean, this is an old apartment complex. They need to put oil on those hinges because every time you open that door, it's like, I mean, it makes a lot of noise. So every time he would wake me up, but I got a little scared because I'm not used to having someone come out with a Nerf gun, and it was dark, and I was just waking up, so I was kind of like tired, and I'm like, oh shit, like that, because I saw someone with a gun, and then I'm like, oh fuck, it's Tommy, you know? And he's like, oh, I got you, Fears. I'm like, Tommy, I'm tired. I'm like, do not shoot me with that Nerf gun. I'm like, what time is it? And he's like, 7:30. I'm like, 7:30? I'm like, go back to bed, Tommy. I'm like, we're not getting up until 9:45, 10. Go back to bed. And he's like, are you serious? He goes, I'm already up. I'm like, go back to bed. I'm going to get some more snoozing. So those are the only two things that got a little annoying, Visions. It didn't just look annoying. It was annoying. But besides that, I had a great time. Because Tommy is a good guy. And I tried to, you know, he does have autism, so I was cutting him some slack and stuff. But he is a great guy. Besides those two things, and I think he was just massaging my forearms just to make me feel uncomfortable and just a joke or whatever, but I don't know what really he was trying to do with that. So I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm just trying to explain the experience I had with him. So those two things I really didn't like. Everything else, though, I had a blast. He paid for stuff. I paid for stuff, you know, so he wasn't always using his money. Hanging out with him at Hogan's Beach Shop was cool. He wanted to go to FYE because I told him about that awesome store, Visions. He bought some movies, and he bought some horror movies. He bought a little plushy Michael Myers for, what's his friend's name? Ashley. And I was like, oh, Ashley's into Michael. He goes, oh, man, Fears, she loves Michael. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I didn't know that. And he goes, oh, yeah, she's like really into Michael. I was like, so am I. I'm like, I love Michael Myers. And he's like, oh, that's cool. So, yeah. So, those are the only two. But like I said, everything else, Visions, it was a blast. But, yeah, every once in a while, the massaging of the arm or the massaging of my head, I was like, I wanted to say, Tommy, don't touch me, please. You know? But, yeah. Have you ever played Gay Chicken? I don't even know what that is, Visions. Please tell me what Gay Chicken is. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. It was a little weird to have someone massage my forearms, and he was like trying to grab my chest and stuff. Circle motions. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Yo, Joy Boy. Well, unfortunately, Joy Boy, I don't know if someone told you, the date is off. The date is off. It was a big scam. Unfortunately, I found out this girl, Joy Boy, kept bringing up like crypto, and all she really wanted, and I'm kind of pissed about it because she wasted 3 weeks of my time. I talked to that girl for 3 weeks, right, Joy Boy? And every so often she'd be like, you know, you should join crypto with me, John. You should join crypto with me. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I did my research on it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not really not into crypto. And then the third time, because she didn't get what she wanted, she turned into an absolute bitch, Joy Boy. She's like, I don't know why you don't trust me. I'm like, I don't trust you. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I've never met you in real life. I'm like, I'm not going to pay money for crypto. I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, you're an asshole. And I was like, why am I an asshole? Because I don't want to join crypto. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm really good, you know? So, unfortunately, she wasted my time, Joy Boy, and I had to, she blocked me and I blocked her. And it was pretty much her just messing with my emotions, and she didn't like me whatsoever, and she just wanted to sucker me into buying crypto, and I was like, no, I'm too smart for that, fuck you. That's not going to happen, you know? Vision says, you try and do something gay to your friend, they do the same, and the first person to back off loses. No, I've never done that, Visions, because I would never, nothing against people that do that, just I would never put my friend in that uncomfortable position. So maybe Tommy was doing that, but it was just weird because he kept massaging my arm, moved into like my chest and stuff, and I'm like, Tommy, I'm like, all right, cool, all right, I got it, man. It was getting really uncomfortable though. So like I said, for the most part, the Tommync2010 experience was a lot of fun, and I said, Tommy, come back and hang out anytime you want, and I meant that. So Tommy, don't take this video the wrong way, buddy. Just Next time, don't massage my arms and don't shoot me with a Nerf gun. He did say I could have the Nerf gun, so the Nerf gun I still have. It's in my room. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because, I don't really play with toys anymore. I collect toys and I collect collectibles and movie props, but I don't play with toys anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the Nerf gun. I may mount it to the wall just as a memento, of the Tommync 2010 experience, but yeah, those two things I didn't like, Vision. But like I said, for the most part, Tommy's a great guy, and we had a tons of fun. When you guys see the vlog, you'll see how much fun we had. He did a bang up job. It was a lot of fun. Just those two things I really didn't like. So yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a date, Joy Boy, and come to find out, this girl, all she wanted was like crypto. So yeah, no, there wasn't a date. I mean, there was a date planned, but I had to end up canceling it because all she wanted was crypto. And I was like, "You're not gonna take my money." I'm like, "I'm too smart for you." I'm like, "You're not gonna sucker me into something that I don't want to do." And she got all pissy because I wouldn't join crypto with her. And then she's like, "Well, how do I know your intentions are pure?" And I'm like, "I've told you, I mean nothing but good things." And so it just got weird quick with that girl, if it really was a girl. So I could tell, Joy Boy, I could tell something was up. And pretty much all she wanted was my money. Anyway, I'm going to use the restroom real quick, guys, and then we'll get on a little bit of reviewing the movies. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. So I'm sorry to bring bad news, Joy Boy. I wish there could have been a date. That's another thing I'm pissed about. I wish it could have been a real person. It seemed like it because she FaceTimed me and I actually talked to a girl. But that was probably all the plan, to sucker me in, to make it believable, and then say, "Hey, John, join crypto." And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm really not interested in crypto." So she was probably on like a script trying to sucker me into it. And I was like, "No, you're not going to get me." I could tell after the third time she asked, even the second time she asked about it, I was like, something's not gelling. Something doesn't feel right. So yeah. Anyway, you guys study Baby Yoda. And I'll be right back. Fears has got to take a PO. I'll be right back-o. But just use the Force and study Baby Yoda in all of his great mystical ways. I'll be right back. Whew. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had to use the restroom. All right, I'm ready to rock and roll with the show. All right. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. Joy Boy says, oh, never mind. I was confused. No worries, buddy. No worries. Yeah, it was kind of confusing because I'm like, I really wanted it to be a date, but turns out it was just Just nothing but a fake bitch, just trying to get money out of me. And I was like, wow, thanks a lot for wasting 3 weeks of my life. She literally talked to me for 3 weeks. And I'm just like, you know, you could have tried this scam within the first few days, and then I would have been like, no, I'm good, and then that would have been it. But probably the reason why she talked to me so long was to make it believable. And because I couldn't wait for the date. You guys saw how excited I was, and I really liked her. And then come to find out, she was nothing but a lying bitch. A lying, greedy bitch. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't like it when people lie to me or try to fuck me over. So, it is what it is. It happens, though. So, now I got to start from day one and try to find a new lady. Again, I like what my dad would always say. He goes, listen, there's always many more fish in the sea. So, there's many other girls out there. I just got to find them. All right, let's get to the first review. So, I'm going to do Faster first. Great Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. It's not his best work, but it's pretty good. I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. It is a great action movie. The reason why I gave it a 7 out of 10, there's some scenes that I don't like. His character is a really angry guy, and so he barely has any lines in the film. And when he does talk, it's very deep, it's very serious, and I wish the character could have said more. This is one of these instances that, you know, less is more. No. You're a character, you have to have the character say something. He maybe had, I don't know, 20 lines in the whole film, 30 lines. That's pretty low for a major motion picture movie. And it was usually one-word answers, one-line answers, maybe a monologue here and there, but not much. But, so that's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. Essentially, he got sent to prison for something he didn't do, and a gang kills his brother. He went, okay, you killed my brother? He's like, well, as soon as I get out of prison, I'm killing all you motherfuckers. So it's a very short, little, tight story. You kill my brother. Now, the minute I get out, I'm going to kill you. So he goes on this quest trying to find all the old gang members. Billy Bob Thornton's in it. That's pretty cool. Billy Bob Thornton plays like a corrupt cop. So he's a great actor, Billy Bob Thornton, you know. Hey, Visions. I think I'm going to take these taters, save them for later. Swing Blade is a great movie. If you guys have never seen that, if anything, I need to get that on Blu-ray. I've seen it on DVD, but I have never seen it on Blu-ray, Vision. So at some point, I'm probably gonna grab it on Blu-ray. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Silver Bullet. Vision's honest opinions. What did you think of, because Visions told me the other night, you sent me a picture of you downloading Silver Bullet. Visions, honest opinions of Silver Bullet. Did you like it? Yay or nay? I loved it. It was very classic. It was a very classic horror film. I mean, all the usual things that a horror movie has. Mist was everywhere. Fog was everywhere and shit. It happens mostly at night. They don't know how to kill the werewolf. Then someone says, oh, I think a silver bullet will do it. Then the werewolf's killing people. Not just one, two. A bunch of people get murdered. Typical classic horror movie shit. You know, the guy goes, I'll be right back. I'll go check it out. No, you're a fucking idiot. You won't be back. Why are you leaving your home where it's safe? And why in the hell are you going alone? You're going to get mutilated. My favorite scene, though, Vision, was when that fat guy with the shotgun goes out. You know what scene I'm talking about. And he just keeps repeating himself. Probably for the movie's sake, though. But I'm like, me as an audience member, I'm like, okay, you said it once. I have ears. I'm like, the audience heard it. I hear it. You don't have to repeat yourself, 2, 3 times? Somebody's in my shit. I'm going to put a bullet in your ass. Yeah, that's right. The bullet's going to go in your ass. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got it the first time. Yeah, I'm like, if anyone's in your shed, no one fucks with you, you got a shotgun, you'll put a bullet in their ass. Got it. Check. So that scene was the greatest, Visions. And then, he gets ripped up to pieces, and then, underneath the floorboards is the werewolf, and the werewolf just goes slamming right up through the floorboards, grabs the fucking guy, mutilates his fucking neck and just grabs him down into, like, I guess underneath the shed and pretty much just eats him and kills him, you know? And I was fucking rolling. I was on the ground right over here in my usual laughing spot on the floor, fucking dying. And I was like, see, if you would have just stayed in your house, that wouldn't have happened. But you're a dumb shit. Like all those people in horror movies are dumb shits, and you had to go check it out, you know? So, Visions, what did you think? Did you like it? Let's see. Vision says, I thought it was all right. It seemed like it was meant for a younger audience half the time, but then there would be something really, like a really violent part. I thought that too, Visions. It felt like two different movies. Like, on one hand, it's based on the relationship of, like, Gary Busey, like the uncle / dad, and then he's taking care of his kids, you know? And all the kids' scenes, like, Gary Busey's having a barbecue, you know, with his son and stuff. And then all of a sudden, like Vision said, the next scene, something horrible happens. Another great scene is when the handicapped kid, is in his wheelchair and he's firing off his fireworks. All of a sudden, like, the werewolf is off into the distance, like, just studying him like a hawk. And he comes running down the bridge. And then the handicapped kid's like, oh shit, there's a werewolf. And he lights it, and the fucking firework, like, goes right into the werewolf's eyeball, kind of blinds him. And then he like gets out of there, the last waking moment, you know, the kid. So I'm glad the kid did not die and get mutilated and shit. But yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it a little bit, Visions. So, I enjoyed it, though. I thought it was, there was some great funny moments in it. Joyboy says, I need a laughing spot. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I watch horror movies like this. So, Joyboy, if I'm on the floor, I'll probably just lean up like this, and I'm watching like this. And if I'm laughing, then I'll fall and lose my shit, like, right here, and be fucking losing my shit, laughing my ass off, and I always fall down there. 10 times out of 12. If I'm on the couch, then I have my feet up, and I'll just laugh on the couch, right? But, oh God. Sometimes I'll just chill on the floor and watch a movie, but that movie was fucking hilarious. So, it wasn't, like I said, I agree with Visions. It felt at times like it was two different movies, so it wasn't a perfect 10, but Visions, I definitely give Silver Bullet. I'll be generous. I was going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'll probably give Silver Bullet about an 8 out of 10. Wasn't a perfect movie, but it was kind of funny. It was funny. I thought the superpower wheelchair was cool. That was cool, because, like, if you were a cripple or if you were handicapped and I was a kid, how cool would it be to have a super, like, revved up, like, wheelchair, like his dad. It's either his dad or his uncle or both. I can't remember. Or it's both his uncle and his dad. Says, you know what? We're gonna throw out that old wheelchair. He goes, I feel bad. He goes, let me work on your wheelchair. And all of a sudden, he does the big reveal, and the wheelchair, the souped-up wheelchair, is called Silver Bullet. You know, hence the movie name, Silver Bullet. So yeah. It's rare to have a crippled hero. That's true. I mean, the kid was the hero of the movie. He saved everybody. He's the one that, well, I don't want to give anything away, but, you know, if someone hasn't seen it, I'll just say this. The kid ends up killing the werewolf at the end. How he kills it, watch the movie. I'll give it an 8 out of 13. There you go, Yakov. I like what you did. You put the 13 as in such an unlucky number, buddy. There it is. I like the cheesy Stephen King. Yep. Can you and Randy have a character named Handicapped Hero? Listen, I'll see what I can do. Or Visions, you can play that. You can play that character in Fears Man or in a Cameo Man, if that's really what you want me to do. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the review. So, yeah, I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. It is a good movie. I just wish he had more lines. Had a lot of good action in it. I just wish he had more lines. But it's pretty much a straightforward story. You killed my brother. Now I'm going to kill not just you. I'm going to kill you and all your gang members. And he pretty much ends up killing almost everybody. So yeah. Well, Visions says, okay, deal. If that's the character you want to play, buddy, if you got something else, like I told Randy, I try to use everybody's profile picture. So like whenever Yakov gets a cameo, I'm going to put Yakov with the black glasses, with the black suit and the white shirt and black tie, because that's what his profile picture looks like. So Vision's profile is like a skull. So I said, hey, Randy, why don't we just make like Vision's like a full-on skeleton and put him in the cartoon. So I'll either make Visions a skeleton, or I'll do what Visions just asked, because I like to use everyone's profile picture. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back again. I should have tried to go number 2 when I was in the restroom, but now I got to do a Crohn's dump. So I hate to leave you guys yet again. So I don't know what's going on today. I had to go take a pee, and I should have tried to take, a deuce, but I didn't have to go. Now I have to take a number 2. So I'll be right back. But while I'm gone, I'm thinking about going to this convention. When I was at Dave's convention, I walked past someone's booth and said, Fears, we know you love horror. I was like, that's an understatement. And he goes, Fears, I think you'll really like this. I said, I'm trying to save my money. I said, because I want to not spend gazillions amounts of money on my trip in Missouri, but I said I want to have some good amount spending money. And he's like, well, you don't have to buy anything. He goes, I just think, if you would get some good content at this convention. And I saw the Michael Myers, and I was like, will Michael Myers be there? And he goes, oh yeah, Fierce, he's coming. And I was like, nice. So I'm thinking about going to Spooktacular. Oh, I'm sorry, Spookula. Not Spooktacular. Spookula. I'm tired, guys. I know how to read, I promise. Spookula, June 9th through the 11th. I'm thinking about it. All right, but you go ahead and study Michael Myers while I go take a dump. So I'll be right back. I'm thinking about it, Yakov. I'm really thinking about going. So I'll be right back. I promise I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. All right. Hopefully no more interruptions. Sorry about that. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm like trying to do a show, and then I have to go take a pee. And I should have tried to use the restroom, right? I mean, I tried to go number 2. I should have, but I didn't have to go at that time. So I'm talking to Visions about Silver Bullet, and all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I gotta go take a dump now. I apologize. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should go to this convention, or do you think I should just save my money? Let me knows. Let me knows. Let me knows. Let me knows. So yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking about going, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? Let's see here. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Let's see. Yakov says, how's the prison food? You know, Yakov and Pixel usually say that sometimes. I have no idea what the hell they're on about. Yakov's like, chicken wing, chicken wing. And, you know, that is a funny TikTok. Yakov, have you ever seen that full TikTok where that guy just goes fucking insane? He's like, chicken wing, hot dog and tomato. And then all of a sudden that guy on the fucking, like, fast food, like where you put your order in, he's like, dude, stop singing that fucking TikTok song. He goes, do you realize I have to hear that song every fucking day I work at this fast food restaurant? And then he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I quit. So the guy makes him quit. And then the video shuts off. And I'm like, did that guy really quit over a fucking TikTok song? I'm like, I hope he didn't quit his job. I hope he didn't lose his job over a fucking TikTok song. But he does say in the video, dude, I have to fucking hear this goddamn song every day of my life. I'm sick of it. I can't take it anymore. You know, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck your order. Fuck this. I quit. And I'm like, oh shit. Me and Randy were laughing our ass off when we saw that TikTok video. Oh my god, it was great. Hell yeah. Vision says, what up, Richie? Chilling with the homies. Oh yeah. We're chilling. Let's see here. Heroes and Villains #1 fangirl. Wait, is this Heroes and Villains? Wait, hang on. Oh, it's a fan. It's a fan of Heroes and Villains. Okay. For a minute, I was like, why is Heroes and Villains got a picture of Richie? So apparently, this fangirl is a fan of Heroes and Richie, and then this girl says, "Hello, John." Well, hello to you. Hello to you. What's up? What is up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Vision says, hi, Richie. Vision says, looks cool to me. Oh, what? This Visions? Yeah, I was thinking about it, but like, look at, I mean, it's got a, I mean, this is cool artwork to begin with, but then it's got all the guests on the back. It says, guests include Ron Perlman, Carrie, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, Carrie, the guy out of Saw, the guy that played in Robin Hood Men in Tights, Carrie Ells, Dick Warlock, that I'm looking forward to. He played Michael Myers in part 2, I believe, so I want to get his autograph. Mick Foley, Bam Margera's going to be there, and I've already met Bam once, so it would be cool to meet him a second time. But this was like pre-drugs, him losing his fucking mind Visions, you know? I know he's trying to get better. I know he's going to rehab, and he's putting out a lot of workout videos on his Instagram. So I'm proud of him for trying to get his act together. I think since Steve-O is his friend, I think Steve-O's finally getting through into his head. It just took him a long time, because Bam, at some point, kind of, I'll be honest, turned into a dick. But I understand why. I mean, he lost his best friend, Ryan Dunn. And Ryan Dunn was the fucking shit, man. He was hilarious. Not only on, like, he would make appearances on fucking Wild Boys, and all of his appearances were fucking hilarious. Ryan Dunn was a fucking hilarious guy. It sucks that he passed away, but whenever he passed away, it really did something to Bam, so I feel bad for the guy. But he just went on this, like, drunken drug binge extravaganza, and it was a hard binge. But I give him credit for trying to get. He's not all the way there, but he's getting there. He's sobering up, or he's trying to sober up. He's working out. So I hope the guy does a good job, like Steve-O. I never thought in a million years we'd ever see a sober Steve-O. Steve-O on his YouTube channel, because I follow I've bought a couple of Steve-O's products, Visions, off of his website. I've got the Steve-O glasses. I got a Steve-O pin that says, yeah, dude, and that's on my backpack. And I also bought your yeah, dude pin, Visions. Right? It was, I think you did a yeah, dude pin, right, Visions? If it wasn't yours, then it's definitely Steve-O's. I got your good job pin. I've got your I'm a mess pin. I got your, oh God, what pin do I not have of yours? I got all the Return of the Living Dead quotes that you put on pins. I could be here all day. I've got a shitload of Visions pins on my backpack. But yeah. But Visions, you see my backpack here, buddy? Whenever I go traveling, some of the bigger pins like these, all your little pins are on this side. I'm going to keep all your little pins because they stay on my backpack. Some of the bigger pins, like when I travel, I'm going to take all the big pins off of my backpack. I'm going to have to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy like a YouTube pillow off of online and put all my bigger pins on my pillow and leave the tiny, like normally a pin is about that size, right, Visions? Yours are tiny. They're like the size of a dime. So they stay on better. And I've never lost any of your pins. But like, I remember last time I went to go visit my mom and my dad. I'm walking out of the airplane. All of a sudden, this lady's like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Your bag hit the side of my my chair, and 2 of your pins fell off on the floor. Here you go." I go, "Oh, thank you so much, ma'am." And they were 2 of my favorite pins. They were a Ghostbuster pin, and then I almost lost the Fears Man 26 pin, Visions, that you made for me. I was like, "Oh God." I'm like, "Thank you so much, ma'am." So, but it was not the little Fears Man pin. It was the big Fears Man pin that you gave me, Visions. So I looked at the lady and I was like, "Oh God, you have no idea how much the Fears Man pin and the Ghostbuster pin means to me." I'm like, "Thank you, ma'am, for being honest and not keeping them for yourself." And she goes, "Oh no," she goes, "they're not mine." So she goes, "Why would I keep it?" I was like, "Well, they are cool pins." I'm like, most people would keep it and be selfish, but I'm like, "That's really nice of you." I said, "I had no idea they fell off my backpack." And so I don't want that to happen again. So whenever I go on my trip, I'm going to keep all the tiny pins that always stay on my backpack, like the tiny Fears Man pin and all of your pins, Visions, but all the other ones, they always seem to fall off, and I've had enough. Anyway, let me get back to this. So Bam's coming. Shannon Elizabeth, oh God, she's so hot. She plays, what's her name out of American Pie? She's the hot, like, European girl. She's like, "Touch me, Jim." And Jim is fucking hilarious. He pre-ejaculates not once on camera, but 2 times. And then all of a sudden, Blink-182's in there. They make a cameo, and they're like, "Oh, holy shit." Listen, Fears can hold my own. I would be up in her ass. Oh, my God. Perfectly toned, tan ass. Shannon Elizabeth is fucking fine. A lot, like, I remember back in the day, because that movie came back, my buddy Eric was like, "Fears, don't even go there." He goes, "You would pre-ejaculate." He goes, "You're a second Jim." I'm like, listen, I'm like, Eric, I'm like, if anyone is a Jim, it's Nick. I said, "Nick's crazy." And I've told you guys all about Nick, my buddy. I said, me, I'm like, there's a tiny bit of Jim in me, but not much. I said, I'm more of a Finch / Stifler / Kevin. Kevin's the main guy. He's always trying to mac on that girl. I said, I'm a mixture of all those 3, because Finch is like the artist of the group. I am an artist. And then the way, I'm not a dick like Stifler is, but I curse like Stifler. Stifler is, even though he's like funny, he's a straight up dick. In the later movies, they kind of soften Stifler up and you see Stifler actually has a heart. But in the first 3 movies, he's a straight up dick. He doesn't give a shit about anyone but himself and the few friends that he has. He does care about his friends somewhat. But yeah. But I'm like Stifler when, like, back in the day, I used to say fuck, a bunch. I still curse a little bit, but not as much as I did back in the day. But, oh yeah, Visions. Fucking Shannon Elizabeth is hot. Tommy Lee Wallace, dude, he worked on all the, I don't know if he worked on all of them. He worked a lot on all the Halloween movies, and he directed Halloween 3. So I would love to get an interview with him, and I would have to take a picture and autograph. That's a fucking must. Tom Atkins, dude, he did like 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. He was in Creep Show. What was it, 1 or 2? Oh, no, he was in number 2, I believe. He was in The Fog. He was in, what else was he in? No, he was in Halloween 3. So there's a lot of cool guys coming to this show. Jake Boozy, I don't know who that is. Jack Dylan Grazer. Boney Aarons, I don't know who that guy is, but I know all the other ones. Mick Foley, fucking Sacco Man, he's coming. That's so. A lot of cool people are coming. I'd say Visions out of all of these guests, I would love to meet probably these 4 people: Dick Warlock, Bam Margera, Shannon Elizabeth, and Tommy Lee Wallace. Well. And Tom Atkins, those 5. Those 5 out of the 20 guests that are coming. But again, I know they're going to charge an arm and a leg for like all these autographs. So I'm going to have to pick probably like only 2 or 3 people to get an actual autograph from, because I don't want to spend an arm and a leg if I do go to this convention. I haven't even looked online. I need to look online and see how much the tickets are, because it says, for ticket information, go to www.spookula.com. It's June 9th through the 11th, so it's a 3-day con, which is pretty cool because I went to a 3-day con a long time, and it's in Osceola, Florida, I think is how you pronounce it. Hopefully that's the right way you speak it. My friend at work, I showed him this, and my friend at work was like, oh, Fears, I went there 2 years ago. He goes, it's fucking epic. He goes, you need to go. And I was like, oh, man, it's so close to my vacation. I said, I would rather just save my money and just do an epic, like, Missouri vlog for you guys. And he's like, well, Fears, he's like, maybe just don't go all 3 days. Maybe just go 1 day. And I was like, yeah, I could probably go for 1 day. So, yeah. Hell, the girl that plays in that Megan movie, Visions, the girl that played the robot, she's going to be there. And I definitely did enjoy that Megan movie. At first, I was like, I better ask Visions to see what he thought of it. Because Visions, I thought I'm the horror master. You and Pixel are the horror masters. Like, I'm peanuts compared to you and Pixel. You guys have seen way more horror movies than I have. And I've seen my fair share of horror movies, guys. Trust me. But when you suggested Megan, you're like, oh, Fears, I watched it. He goes, me and my lady, you said you and Mrs. Visions went to the theater. He goes, oh, yeah, me and my lady went to the theaters. We watched it. He goes, Fears, watch Megan. I liked it so much, I fucking bought the Blu-ray. I was like, man, this is good. And it's the same, like, horror movie crap. Like, I'm just like, why in the hell does everyone think artificial intelligence is great? I'm sure it's good for some things, but no one in their right minds should put artificial intelligence into a fucking kid's doll toy. Because guess what? If it malfunctions, fucking Chucky is what happens. Fucking Dollhouse, you know, that old horror movie back in the day. Dollhouse happens. Fucking Megan happens. It's every single goddamn time they put that AI shit in toys. I'm like, you're probably going to be dead by the end of the movie. Yep. Oh, no, we'll be fine. No, you're a fucking idiot. You're going to be dying. You're going to be dying by the end of the movie. Why? Because Fears has seen a shitload of horror films. It's always that thing. Do not put AI in fucking kids' toys. You know what I'm saying? But they never learn. They never learn, Visions. They're like, no, well, maybe next time we'll tweak it. We'll tweak it, and this kid's toy will be good. It won't freak out. I'm like, no, you're an idiot. It's always going to freak out, and it's always going to, like, kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about, maybe not all 3 days, but I'm thinking about going to one, buddy, because I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this in a while. I forgot about all the cool actors that are coming. And those, I mean, Tom Atkins is one of my, I mean, he's in a lot of John Carpenter movies, and he's played a villain. He's played the hero. His performance in The Fog is fucking amazing. I love John Carpenter's The Fog. So yeah, I figured Tom Atkins would be number one since he's been in a lot of your favorites. I mean, he's up there. He's up there, but I'll be honest. He's one of the first few Visions. Probably the first person I would want to get. I've met a lot of the guys that have played Michael Myers, but I've never got to meet Dick Warlock. And I've always wanted to, because he plays Michael Myers in number 2. And I like the sequel to Halloween, because it picks up, 10 seconds after the first movie ended. So he would probably be the first one I'd want to meet. If I could only meet 3 people, Visions, it would definitely be Dick Warlock, Tom Atkins, and probably Tommy Lee Wallace, because he's done a couple of cameos in a lot of John Carpenter films, and he directed one of my favorite horror movies, Halloween 3. And he does a cameo in Halloween 3. He did a cameo in The Fog. He played one of the dead pirates. Oh, yeah. And he also did, he also played a worker. You know that scene where the old lady and the young lady's like taking care of like the statue and getting the preparations for the celebration? Well, if you watch, when they walk down the pathway, Tommy Lee Wallace plays one of the painters, because he always has like big bushy like afro hair, and he wears like big spectacles. Well, that guy that's painting the side of the wall for the celebration, they've got these two walls, and then they've got the big statue of the pirate ship like in the middle of the celebration area. Well, he like looks over his shoulder as he's painting at the two women that walk by him, and it's only a quick cameo, but if you freeze frame it, you can see Tommy Lee Wallace. He's got the painter overalls in, he's got his big glasses on, and then he's got a hat on with his big poofy afro hair coming out. So he's played a lot of cameo. He did a cameo in he did a cameo in I think Escape from LA. He wasn't in Escape from New York, but he plays one of the prisoners when Snake Plissken is walking, when they walk inside the prison, and then he walks by those people getting electrocuted. I think he's either one of the guys that gets electrocuted, or he's one of the prison guards electrocuting the prisoners, or some. He's on that side because one of Kurt Russell's sons plays one of the little kids about to be electrified. And I think Tommy Lee Wallace is standing by one of the kids. So he makes a quick cameo on that, and I think someone told me he's in one of the Creep Show. So he's done a lot of cameos. So the only reason why I didn't put Bam in there is I've already met him. But it would be cool to see him again. So I hope Bam's gotten a lot better. I hope. Vision says, last I heard, Bam was on the run from the law, threatening his brother's life. See, he flip-flops, Visions, because if you look at his Instagram, he's always putting like workout videos. So I thought, okay, he's actually like getting better. But then now that I heard that, that's bullshit. Why the hell would you threaten your brother? He's your blood, for God's sakes. So, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on Bam. Like, when I met him, he was actually doing really good. I met him with my friend Eric in Orlando when I was still in college. It was my senior year, and Eric calls me up and says, Fears, I wish you were down here. And I've kind of cooled off, Visions. Like, I've told you guys all the classic crazy John Fears stories. Back in the day, Fears was a wild, crazy animal. As an adult, though, I've kind of calmed down. But every once in a while, you'll see the old Fears kind of pop in. I mean, I never did drugs or anything like that, but when I was, when you're young, I can do it all, when you're young. So I remember my buddy called me up and said, Fears, he goes, it's Eric. He goes, man, I wish you were down in Orlando right now. I said, why is that? He goes, dude. He goes, you know how when we were young, we used to watch, Viva La Bam and, CKY all the time? I said, yeah. I said, every once in a while, Eric, I'll pop in a Viva La Bam episode, or I'll pop in a, I've got all the movies of CKY. That was pre-Jackass. It was kind of a Jackass. It wasn't a show. They just did Jackass shit in CKY videos. And he goes, well, Fears, guess what? He goes, Bam Margera, Novak's coming to town. He goes, Phil and April Margera's coming. I said, oh, man, that'd be sweet. I said, when are they coming? Because I thought it was like in a couple of weeks. I thought, oh, well, maybe I can take a few days off of work and I'll come down. And he's like, no, Fears, it's happening this weekend. I said, Eric, give me 1 second. So I hung up the phone, and I grabbed my dad's. My dad gave me his credit card only for emergencies. And he said, when you come back home, I want my credit card back. This is the only time I've ever done this. I went surfing for plane tickets, Visions, and I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I'm gonna tell you now. So they were all too expensive. Like, I thought, oh, maybe I'll luck out. I'll get like one for $100, $150. I couldn't find one. They were all, because sometimes you get good prices on airline tickets, and sometimes they're outrageous. The only ones I found were like $500 to like $250, $300. The cheapest one I found was like $400. So I was like, Dad'll never find out. And I hate that I didn't ask him because my dad is pretty cool. My dad got pissed. He goes, I would have said yes, John. He goes, as long as you pay me back. He goes, what I'm pissed is you didn't tell me. So without my dad's permission, I just took the credit card, boom, bought it, said, hey, Eric, guess what? I called him back. I was like, Eric, I'm coming. He went, no, you're not, Fears. I'm like, oh, I'm coming. I'm like, check out this email I'm about to send you. I sent Eric an email, and he went, Fears? He goes, you were a fucking wild man. He goes, you're actually coming. I said, I said, I'll be there tonight, buddy. I said, I'm not going to miss hanging out with you and hanging out with Bam Margera. And he goes, Fears, I can't believe you're doing this. I said, it's happening. It's a must. I said, when's the next time we're ever going to meet Bam Margera? He's like, yeah, that's true, Fears. And he goes, how are you going to pay your dad back? I said, I haven't told him. And Eric was like, Fears, you should probably tell him. I said, you know what? I said, I get paid in a couple days. I said, I'll just pay off the credit card, and then I'll tell him. And he went, all right, Fears. He's like, promise me you'll tell your dad. I said, I will, just not right away. Well, my dad kept great records. I'm at the airport, Visions. All of a sudden, ring-a-ling-ling. I'm like, oh, hey, Dad, what's going on? And he's like, where are you right now? And I didn't want to lie to him, so I was like, I said, I'm just chilling, you know. And he goes, tell me the truth, John. Where are you right now? And I went, I'm at the airport. And he goes, yeah, where are you going? I said, well, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I see you made quite a big purchase. And I went, all right, Dad. I said, I was going to tell you after the trip, but I said, you caught me. I said, I'll just tell you the truth right now. I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He goes, tell me what's going on. I said, I am. I said, Eric told me Bam Margera's coming into town. I said, I finished all my homework. I said, I'm not going to miss any school. I said, I'm going for the weekend. I said, I promise you I will pay you back. And he said, John, I don't even care about the trip. He goes, I'm kind of pissed. He goes, why wouldn't you have called me and told me that you're going and asked? He goes, as long as you asked and as long as you pay me back, I would have been fine with it. He goes, but you kind of went behind my back. I said, I know, Dad, I'm sorry. I said, the reason why I didn't is I thought you would say no. And he's like, yeah, but I may have said yes. I said, yeah, but I said, if you would have said no, I would have missed out on Bam, And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry that I didn't. And I said, but Dad, I said, I get paid when I come back on the weekends. I said, I promise the minute I get back, I will put the money. He goes, as long as you put the money back in my account, John, he goes, we're fine. I said, Dad, I swear to God. He goes, when do you get paid? I said, I get paid Monday. So I said, I get back Monday afternoon. I said, the minute I get back, I'll take $400 out and I'll put it in the account. And he goes, all right. He goes, that's fine. He goes, next time, tell me. And I said, I will. I said, I promise. And ever since then, I've always been straight up with my dad. I mean, normally I'm always straight up with my dad, but that was the only time where I was like, he may say no. And I was dying to meet Bam. That's when Bam was like cool Visions, like back in the day. Now he's kind of a dick, Bam. Like you said, he's running from the law and he's drinking, boozing, fucking drugs galore, or whatever the fuck he's doing. He needs to. I never thought in a million years I'd say this. Steve-O used to do all that shit. He needs to be more like Steve-O. Now Steve-O's been like what? He's 14 years sober now, and he's got a hot-ass girlfriend about to be his wife. And Lux is hot. So I do regret not telling my dad, but thank God my dad called me. Because when I got to Florida, and Eric's like, Fierce, don't you feel better? He goes, it would have ate you alive all weekend not telling your dad this. I went, you know what, Eric? I said, I'm so glad that, I said, even if my dad wouldn't have called, I said, Eric, you would have convinced me to call my dad right when I got to Orlando. He goes, yeah, I probably would have, Fierce. He goes, because you need to tell your dad. I said, you don't have to, buddy. I said, my dad noticed a big purchase, and he called me and said, tell me the truth, what's going on? And he's like, oh, so you told him at the airport? I said, yeah. I said, if my dad would have said, leave the airport, I said, I would have left and put the money back into his account, and I would have called you and said, hey, I can't make it, buddy. But I said, I was straight up with my dad, and my dad's like, just be real with me. Don't lie to me. And I said, I'm not going to lie. I said, this is exactly what's happening. So I'm glad I told my dad the truth. And I did. I paid him back. The minute I got back home on Monday, my dad's like, hey, he's like, when are you going to drop that money? I said, I'm going to get to my apartment, unpack my things, go to the bank, pull out the cash, and put it into your account, Dad. And I said, I'll call you as soon as I get it done. And I called my dad right when I got done at the bank. I said, we're all good. And he's like, what are you going to do for money? He goes, you spent the whole paycheck on that. And I said, I've got enough food at the house. I said, I should be fine until next paycheck. So, which I was, and everything was good. So, It was a hell of a good time. But again, I'm willing to meet all the other guys' visions before Bam, because I thought Bam was actually getting better. Apparently, from your comment, he's not getting better. Vision says, last I heard, Bam is running from the law, and he threatened his brother's life, which is baffling because in all those CKY videos, him and his brother are pretty tight. You know, hell, when I watched that wedding episode of him marrying Missy, his brother was in all the episodes, and his brother's like, hey, I'm happy for you. Anything I can do to help you and Missy out with your wedding. And then Bam was like, well, hey, will you be my best man? He goes, you're my brother. You got to be my best man. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, I'll be your best man. He goes, why not? You know? So I find it weird that the tables have turned, and actually now he doesn't like give a shit about his brother. So it's kind of weird. But like I said, Visions, if I do go to this, I don't know if it'll be all 3 days. It may be expensive for all 3 days, buddy, but my friend said he went with his girlfriend 2 years ago, and I said, so this isn't a new convention that's came to Orlando? He goes, oh, no, Fears. He goes, this convention's been going on a couple of years now. I said, how many years? He goes, I don't know how many years. He goes, but I went there 2 years ago, so he goes, it's been up and running for, well, now this year it's going to be 4 years. I went, okay. I'm like, that's cool. And he's like, well, Fears, he goes, if anything, he goes, I was just looking out for you, and he goes, oh, man, he goes, this is right up Fears' alley. He loves horror movies. I bet you he can get some good convention footage. He goes, plus Fears, he goes, I know you like interviewing celebrities. He goes, what if they gave you an interview? And I was like, oh, I said, buddy, that would be fucking cool. But I said, what if they don't? I said, sometimes they don't. I said, it's all about their agents. Sometimes their agents are amazing and gives me a great interview. And other times their agents are dicks and they're like, no, that's not happening. You're not going to interview my client. And I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. I was just asking. And they're like, no, that's not even happening. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I'll probably go maybe for a day. Either a day or two. But the main guests I would love to meet, Dick Warlock for sure, Tommy Lee Wallace, Tom Atkins. Those three for sure. And if I had to pick a fourth one, oh, God, I mean, there's so many good people. Like Carrie, like Carrie out of all the Jigsaw movies I'd love to meet, but Shannon Elizabeth I would like to meet. I mean, she's pretty hot, buddy. She's pretty hot. And now that she's older, she's like, what? How old is she now? She's like, hang on, you know what? Let's go to Google and find out. I think she's around my age now, 40. I think she's in her 40s. Because I'm about to be 40 here coming up soon. But I don't know how old she is. So let's go to Google and find out. Let's see here. Shannon Elizabeth. Shannon Elizabeth, age. Oh, wow. Okay, so I did not know this, Visions. She's actually 49 years old. Well, hell, for her being 49, she's still smoking hot. Here, current picture. Let me see what she looks like now. Current photo of Shannon Elizabeth. Let's see what she looks like now. Let's go to Google. Hit images. Damn. For 49, she is still fucking smoking hot. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to give her a big thumbs up. Yeah, for 49, she's still a rockin'. I know she's married and has children, man, but damn, she is still, for 49 years old, she is still smoking hot. Me likey. Me likey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Man, I didn't know she was that old. I thought she was like around my age. I thought she was like, I didn't think she was 49, Visions. I could have sworn 39, 40, 41, something like that. But listen, I'm going to give her a big thumbs up. For 49, she's still smoking hot. Damn, I didn't know that she was that old. Well, same thing with Neve Campbell. She's like 48, and she's still smoking. If someone was like, hey, Fierce, would you date Neve Campbell? I'd be like, in a goddamn second. In a second. Not even a second, half a second. Let's see. Vision says, oh, they have prices on the site to get a photo with Shannon Elizabeth. $60. Damn. Damn. Oh, Lord. Well, Vision's right after this live stream. Before I make dinner, I'm going to check out, because I haven't checked out the website yet. I'm going to check out, I'm going to check out the website. I'm going to check out the website, buddy. And again, I know for a fact, if I do go to this, it's not going to be all 3 days. I'll go for either a day or two, because now that we're talking about it, and I forgot all the cool guests that are coming, it's worth to go at least a day, buddy. At least, and probably a day wouldn't cost that much. Even 2 days, 3 days would probably be a little pricey. But I'll be honest, $60 for a photo is not that bad because you go Visions. You go to some of these conventions. Okay, when I met William Shatner, a lot of people said he was a dick, or he is a dick. Wasn't a dick to me. I got to talk with him for a whole 5 minutes. He even said, I said, well, I don't want to keep you. And he goes, you know what? He goes, we're talking here, John. He goes, I like you. And he goes, they can wait. I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't want to get anyone mad. Because normally when you go to those big conventions, you get about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. You tell them, hey, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. Oh, yes, you can put Fears on there or John Fears on my autograph. You snap off a photo and say, well, very nice to meet you. And then you have to, mosey along. But he kept asking me questions. I will admit, though, Visions, William Shatner was so expensive, all I could do was get a selfie and an autograph. Like, for a professional photo, for him to, give you a hug and, get, an actual big portrait, he wanted, $300. And I was like, sure. I was like, and he goes, well, how about a selfie? I'm like, a selfie's fine. I'm like, a selfie was like $40, and then the autograph was $60. So in turn, I only paid, $100, right? In $100. But I was like, man, $40 for a selfie? That's a little pricey, but I'm like, okay, it is fucking William Shatner, live long and prosper, So it was an honor, and I got to talk to him for 5 minutes. He's like, what's your favorite Star Trek episode? I'm like, that's hard. He goes, I'll make it simple. He goes, out of all the Star Trek movies, either the ones I'm in, ones that I'm not in, what's your favorite? I said, my favorite one probably of all time is when you guys, in your series, go to San Francisco in the 80s, 1985, and you guys have to save the whale. So that's a cool. He goes, oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. He goes, my friend Leonard directed that and starred in it. I was like, I know. I said Leonard's directed tons of shit. I said that's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I like that. I said it's a good story. I said that's probably my favorite. And he goes, what about the new guys, the Star Trek: The Next Generation? I said I've got a bunch of favorites. I told him some of my favorite episodes in Star Trek: The Next Generation. I said one of my favorites from your guys' series is the Trials and Tribbles, like when you guys first encounter the Tribbles. So that's a great episode. I said I like how they brought it back in Deep Space Nine and Trials and Tribulations. I said that's a good one. And I said you need to make a cameo in one of these new movies or these new series. He goes, I've thought about it. So I got to talk to him for a good 5 minutes. It wasn't a dick to me, Visions. It was just a little pricey, So, yo, Destin24, what's up? Did you ever meet Shatner before he went into orbit? Yeah, I met him before he went into space. Plus, he's 90 and he got to go into fucking space. How fucking sweet is that? Destin, Visions, you guys know what I'm about to say. Fears of going to space in a heartbeat. If I ever had a chance, the first YouTuber in space. Oh, hell yeah. Now listen, I would be scared. I think anyone in the community would be a little scared. But picture Fears. I swear to God, the minute I found out, Visions, that I'd be going to space, I'd call my mom up and be like, Mom, I need a huge fucking favor. And my mom would be like, yeah, anything for my son, what's up? I'd be like, bust out the sewing kit, bust out, all your, clothes making, all your knitting, all that shit. I said, buy some stretchy pants. You're making me an ultimate Fears Man cape, a Fears Man costume, and I would get a selfie in zero G's, going like this, Visions, fucking flying across, the spacecraft. You know it would happen. I would vlog it. I probably wouldn't go to sleep. I would probably just stay up for the 4 days of the fucking mission that I was up there and vlog. I would buy an extra camera. I'd buy extra batteries. I would buy extra SIM cards. I would be fully prepared. Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yep. Right, Destin? Fears in space. Fade out. That would probably be the greatest vlog I've ever done. By the way, Destin24, where the fuck is my Fears Vlogs artwork? Where is it? You can't be toying with Fears' emotions. You gave me a little slither of FearsMan26. I need me some Fears Vlogs artwork because I want to use your artwork for my profile picture on my YouTube channel. So get your head out of your ass and make it now. Not tomorrow. Not yesterday. Now. I'm just joking. Get around to it whenever you can, Destin. I just wanted to make you laugh. Fears was not being a baby back bitch or demanding. I was just joking around. Whenever you can get around to it, just get around to it. Yeah. Just for you, it's going to be 4 years. There it is. There it is. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's right, Pretend Stories. I have to bring my Reese's candies and, like, chuck it across and, like, catch one in midair. That's right. I just got to finish some projects that I'm working on. Then I will. Nice. Get those projects done, Destin. You know I'm just kidding around. You know I love you, babe. Get around to it whenever you can. I was just joking around. But hurry the fuck up! Ow. I'm just joking. Get around to it. Get those projects done and then let me know. All right, here, let me scroll back. I missed Vision's comment. Destin, I do appreciate. I cannot wait. I already told. Destin, I called you on a video chat. Remember this? Visions, how cool is this? So anytime Visions has gotten me something I've either put on the wall or I wear it, I told Destin, I said, Destin, I saved the Fears Man, that, you know, the hero pose, you know, that you gave me. I'm going to blow it up. Check this out. So you see how big James Bond is? Literally, I'm gonna blow it up. Your cartoon. I'm gonna have it like in a frame, maybe not as big as this, maybe from like here to here, and I'm gonna put Fears Man right here. And then when you make a Fears Vlogs cartoon artwork version of me, I'm gonna get that framed and put it right over here. So I'm saving this wall space for Fears Vlogs portrait of me, of cartoon, a cartoon version of me, and then the Fears Man is going to go in a big frame right here. So then whenever I'm doing like videos, I can just turn the camera and it'll be like in the vlog, you know, right here, or like the live stream when I do it on my kitchen table. And then whenever I want Fears Vlogs, then I'll just turn the camera and do it right there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I've been trying to put like cool artwork, because I bought this for $10, guys. Someone was going to, Visions, I told you this ages ago. I told the fans ages ago. Someone was going to throw this great, and I love James Bond. Someone actually painted this, and they were going to throw it out. I found this at a thrift store for $10. My friend painted Darth Vader for me, and then I bought these on eBay. It's a replica prop of the cartoon drawing that Sam Loomis does of Michael Myers in Halloween H2O. And then this is the newspaper from Halloween 2, Halloween Night Massacre, police are baffled, Michael Myers, 1 survivor, 4 dead. So I thought that would go good there. But yeah, I'm literally gonna blow it up, put it in a frame, put it right here. Fears Man's going here. And then the cartoon version of Fears Vlogs, whatever you do, whether it's the Fears Vlogs logo or me with my Hawaiian shirt and my hat or my hair all styled, you know, like how I usually comb it to the side or spike it up or whatever. Whatever you're going to do for Fears Vlogs is going to go right over there. So I can't wait. It's going to be bloody fantastic. It's going to be awesome. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Let's see. Let's see, what comment did I miss from Visions? Okay, here we go. Vision said, I've only been to one convention like that. I wanted to meet Stan Lee, but there was a massive line. And I think it was $120. His handler was puppeteering him at that point. Oh, really? So, Visions, let me ask you something. It's none of my business, but I'm just curious. Did you actually get to meet him? Did you stand in line? Did you pay the $120 to meet him? I'm just wondering. Let's see. I just got to finish some projects that I'm working on. Yeah, get the projects done, then let me know, Destin. You know I'm just playing around. I was just joking around when I was like, where the fuck are my drawings? Where the fuck are my Fears Vlogs artwork? You know I'm always joking with you, babe. You know I love you. You know I love you. I care about you. You're the best, and she's a great artist, guys. Check her out, Destin24. She made a great version of me as Fears Man, and it was so on point. I was like, damn. It looks like she painted this. And she's like, no, Fears, I just used a picture of you as reference, and then I made digital art on my computer. And I was like, whatever you did, this is fucking genius. It's amazing. I'm like, that's why I'm going to blow it up and put it in as big as that, I'm going to make it into a big poster size, put it in a frame right on the wall. For one, I need more artwork. Two, that's just that fucking awesome not to put it on the wall. So it's going on the wall. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. That's a nice find of 007. Yeah, right? Someone was going to throw that great painting away. I'm like, that's a great painting. I'm like, I'll buy it for $10, you know? Fears being the master negotiator, I should have got it for $5, but I really wanted it, so I paid the $10. But I should have tried to get it for $5. Put on the old Fears charm. I don't know. I'm not seeing 10. I'm seeing 5, maybe $4. But I didn't. I was nice. I bought it for 10. Anyway. But yeah, let me know. Let me know, Destin. So, Visions, did you actually meet him? Did you do the 120 and meet Stanley? Let me know. All right. To end the stream, I got to tell you guys about this. Now, whether you're religious or not, I think you guys should check this out. You guys should check out this movie. Vision says, no, I wasn't into it. Now, wait, what do you mean, Visions? You weren't into the whole convention, or you just weren't into that part of the convention, standing in line and paying $120? I'm just curious. Did you enjoy any of the convention? Let me know. So, like I said, whether you're religious or not, the Shack was great. You guys definitely need to check it out. This definitely gets a 10 out of 10. I'm really religious, so I enjoyed it that much more. But essentially, it's a cool concept. The main character, his name is Mac. He's got the perfect life. He's got a little girl that's 5 years old. He's got a teenage son, a teenage daughter, and a beautiful wife, a dog. Everything's going great in his life. They go on a camping trip, and pretty much the worst thing that can happen to a family happens to a family. When he wasn't looking, his little daughter that's 5 years old, she's sitting at the picnic table, you know, doing her drawing, you know, coloring in her coloring book. He looks away for half a second. He's packing the camper. They're about to leave. He turns away. She's gone. So pretty much somebody kidnaps her and then kills her. So he's going through a lot of emotions. And later on in the film, he just completely shuts down. He's like, you know what? He's like, there's no God. He's like, fuck God. No. He goes, if there was a God, he wouldn't have took my little girl away from me. I'm done. Because he used to be a straight-up Christian, and he was going to church, and everything was flowing, everything was good. And he's like, no. He's like, it's all a bunch of bullshit. He goes, if God was really true, he wouldn't have took my daughter away, and he wouldn't have let that happen. So he's like, yeah, fuck God. Fuck heaven. I'm done. I'm shutting down. It's over. And all of a sudden, one day, you know, he's just doing his day, and his attitude is affecting his relationship with his wife and his other 2 kids. So he goes out one day to get the mail, and all of a sudden, there's an envelope in there with no address, and it just says, to Mac. And it opens it up, and it says, Dear Mac. He goes, it's been quite a while. I do miss you a lot. Tell you what, I'd love to reconnect. How about you meet me up at your cabin next weekend? Sincerely, God. And he's like, whatever, this is a big joke. And his neighbor is really religious, and they're friends. So he goes over to his neighbor, he goes, this is a joke, right? He goes, you're joking around? And he's like, that wasn't me. I didn't write that. And he's like, no, he's like, don't bullshit me. He goes, you know how I feel about God. And he goes, Mac, I'm telling you. He goes, I didn't write that. He's like, well, someone must have wrote it. He goes, it just can't magically appear in thin air. It's pretty much what happened, but he's like trying to figure it out. So on a whim, he's like, well, now I have to figure out what the hell's going on. So he goes to his cabin. When he gets there, God appears in 3 forms. Jesus appears, the Holy Spirit appears, and then God appears in 3 figures. And they're like, we're so glad that you accepted our invitation. And he's like, this is a joke, right? And he goes, look, I don't know who you guys are. He goes, but you're definitely not God. And you're not Jesus, and you're not the Holy Spirit. And then they're like, really? So they have to kind of like prove to him. Once they prove it to him, he's like, holy shit, this is incredible. And they're like, well, you have a decision to make. You can either stay at the shack and let us help you get through these emotional times, or you can go back to your life and your life will crumble away because your attitude stinks right now. He goes, we know you're going through some personal shit. Anyone would go through a personal shit if anyone lost a child, So I understand where Mac's coming from, but he just shuts down, Like I did the same. I kind of shut down for a little while when my dad passed away. When you lose a family member, it's the worst thing ever. It sucks beyond belief. So, and I'm sure you guys can relate to what I'm saying. I'm sure at least one person in the community, or almost all of you guys at some point, have lost somebody really close to you. A dad, a mom, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, grandma, whoever. I completely shut down for a couple of months. And you guys saw me. Sometimes on the streams I'd be like, yeah, I'm just doing this just to say hi, guys. And I didn't upload or edit anything for about 2-3 months. It took me a while after my dad, and it's still kind of fresh. My dad's only been gone for 8 months. That's why it's still kind of fresh. That's why I broke down the other day, and that's why I wrote everybody was like, yeah, no stream. And everyone was like, why? What's going on, Pierce? I'm like, I'm going through some shit. And I pretty much cried, not all day, but a lot of the day. So it's a very emotional film. I didn't cry, but I got close. So it's a very emotional movie. You see Mac's journey. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. Even if you're not religious, it's a great movie, so I highly suggest it. It's good. I'm definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray. And essentially, it's based on a book. So if you watch some of the bonus features, the way the book was created, the author, him and his wife are very religious, and he wanted to give a gift to his children. He goes, well, listen, he says, I'm not always going to be around. So his wife was like, well, why don't you give the kids a gift? And he goes, I don't know what type of gift I could give them. And she's like, just get creative. And he's like, you know what? He's like, maybe I'll write a story. And he goes, I'll just write a short story, and I'll print out about 15, 20 copies and not only give the kids their personal one, but I'll give them to my grandma, my mother, my dad. He goes, I'll give one to my wife. That's essentially what he did. And eventually other friends and family started reading this, and they're like, you need to he goes, this is a great story. And he goes, you need to take this to a publisher and get it published. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm good. He's like, this is a special gift for my friends and my family. And he goes, no, I'm good. And more people kept reading, and they're like, no, he goes, this is just too good not to, you have to let people read this. So he was reluctant, and he said this all in the behind the scenes. He was like, I really just wanted it to keep. He goes, that's why I only printed off 15 copies of it. He goes, I just wanted to give it to my daughter, give it to my son, give it to my wife, give it to a couple of friends and family. He goes, it caught on like wildfire, and eventually everybody at my church wanted it. Everybody at my job wanted it. He goes, so I had to make some more copies, and he said it was his wife that convinced him, listen, if everybody wants it, he goes, why wouldn't you give it to the world? And he goes, I just wanted it to, be for my friends and my family, especially the kids. She goes, if the kids were so moved by it, I was so moved by it, all your families, he goes, don't you think other people would be, highly moved over it? And he went, yeah. So that's what made him. He goes, well, if I can help people out with this story, then he goes, why the hell not? So that's what he did. And then someone, I don't know who, someone in Hollywood read it and was like, this would make a great fucking movie. And by God, they were right. So essentially, once he gets to the cabin, he goes on this spiritual journey, and God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit help him through not just to get over his daughter's death, but they teach him to forgive whoever it was, because you never find out who kidnaps and kills his daughter, but they're like, you have to forgive him. And he goes, no, I'm not going to forgive that piece of shit. He goes, I hope the devil, I hope the devil takes him and he rots in hell. And he's like, oh, so you're the judge and jury and executioner? And he goes, with that guy, yes. He goes, anyone that would do that to my little girl, he goes, I'll never forgive him. So eventually he learns to forgive that guy. Even though he never meets him in the film, it takes a while for him to forgive him. Pretty much anyone in real life, there's some people that would forgive him for doing that to their family. I don't know if I could forgive someone if someone killed my daughter or my son or whatever kid I have someday. It would take a lot for me. Like, I've forgiven Yakov, I've forgiven other people in the community, but if someone hurt a family member of mine, I'd have to do some serious soul searching. But Mac learns to, like, love God again, love Jesus again. He helps Jesus, like, work on a project, you know, in the film. I'm not going to ruin it, but they work on a special project. He talks with the Holy Spirit, and then he talks to God. It's a really moving film. Like I said, I almost cried. I didn't. I was holding back the tears. I was like, man, this is powerful. This is some powerful. So it definitely gets a 10 out of 10. And there's not, it's kind of like Ghostbusters in the fact there's not one scene. You know how I always say when I watch Ghostbusters, there's not one scene in the film that I don't like. In this movie, there's not one scene in this movie that I don't like. It's made perfectly. The music's great. The acting is fucking spot on. And I mean spot on and then some. It's good. So even if you're not religious, because I don't pressure people into religion, I always tell people I would try it out, but I just suggest it. You know how there's like some people that are like, no, you have to believe in God. I'm like, it's not my responsibility to force religion on people. I suggest, I'm like, you should probably look into religion, you know? It helps me a lot. It helps other people. But some people don't want to do that. So I say, well, I'm not in charge of your life. It's up to you. It's up to you. You have to make the decision. If you don't, I'm not going to judge you. If you want to accept Christ in your life, great. That's awesome. I encourage it. If you don't, then go, all right, well, no worries. That's up to you. But even if you're not religious, I know there's a bunch of people in the community that are religious like me, and there's some people that are not. Even if you're not religious, you'll still like this movie. It's so good. There's a bunch of good actors in it. I highly suggest you guys checking this out. It's called The Shack. Let's see, when did they make it? It came out. So it's a fairly new movie. It's not super new. It came out in 2017, so it's still kind of new. You know, because it's only 2023. So they made it a couple years ago. It's good. It's really good. I highly suggest it. And the ending is so good. I'm not going to ruin it. But the middle part, essentially Mac, after talking with Jesus and spending time with Jesus and spending time with God and the Holy Spirit, they help him work out a lot of his problems because he stays at the cabin for quite a long time. And then when he wakes up, I guess he time travels back to when he just arrived. So then he's like, oh shit, he goes, I thought I'd been there for weeks. Essentially, he was there for weeks, but then God just sends him back to the day he arrived at the cabin like it never happened. And he's like, oh, wow. And he finds out that it's the same day. So those 3 or 4 weeks happens in all one day. Because he stays at the cabin for quite a long time. And he's like, well, shit. He goes, it's God. God can do anything. He goes, I guess God didn't want me to like waste any time. So he goes, those 3 or 4 weeks happened in a day. So then he just drives back, gets back with his family, and so the movie continues on. I don't want to ruin the ending, but the ending is phenomenal. And you'll understand why when you watch it. So yeah. Vision says both. It was packed and smelly with a bunch of overpriced comics, and I don't care about paying famous people to act interested in meeting me for 5 seconds. Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. I agree with you on some of those points, Visions. That's why we're friends. You know, I always have to agree. I love going I'm a super nerd. I love going for these reasons. 1, I get epic content. 2, you make new relationships and new friends and new contacts at conventions. I've always thought conventions were fun. I don't like it. here's where I agree with you, Visions. They do overprice people. It does get smelly in there because it's like, 2,000 people crammed into a building, and it gets quite smelly. It's not as bad as when they have air conditioning, but like sometimes the shows that I go, Jeff, it's a smaller place, and the air conditioning, sometimes it's great, other times, that's why I was all sweaty in the last convention vlog. Not the Star Wars one, the Tampa one. The Tampa one, they need to get more AC in there because I was dying in there. I had to go out to my car a couple of times and take like an AC break. So those are the times I don't like it, Visions. But normally, you have to hunt for those deals, buddy. Like some vendors are willing to like work with you. Other vendors, like you say, they'll overprice. Yeah, for this comic book, $100. No, I'm good. That comic, like when it came out, was like $20. Oh, but now it's vintage. You gotta buy it, $100. No, up your ass. I'm not gonna spend $100. No, I'm good. But then you kind of haggle the price with them, and then either I've walked away a bunch of times, Visions, like where I'm like, okay, you don't want to negotiate, I'm good later, because I'm not paying $50, $100, $200. I'm good. I think the most I've ever paid for something at a con is like $90, and I really wanted it, and it wasn't a comic book. It was like I think it was either a movie prop or something like that. I really wanted it, so, but I talked the guy down, and the guy wanted like 190, and I talked him down to 90. So yeah. But yeah, it does get kind of crazy, and yeah, I mean, those celebrities, sometimes they do appreciate you, but for the most part, I don't think they really care about you. I mean, they like to meet their fans, but do they really care about you? Because you only meet them for like, 50 seconds, a minute, you know? It is cool to meet, like, your heroes in film. That's what I agree with, but I mean, can you really get to know someone within a minute or two? No. That's why I thought it was extra special when I met Shatner, Visions. He literally was like, no, you seem like a cool guy, John. Like, I don't mind talking to you for 5 or 6 minutes. I was like, well, what about the crowd? He goes, fuck the crowd. He goes, they can wait. He goes, I'm having a conversation with you. And I was like, oh, man, this is fucking cool. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, yeah. I was just nervous. I was like, well, I don't want to piss anybody off. He's like, no, he's like, they're good. He goes, they can wait. And I was like, all right, let's have a conversation. That was cool. But I get what you're saying, Vision. Sometimes you get 5-10 seconds with them, maybe a minute or two, because you have to like get something signed. And again, I only get my favorite people a signature and a photo. And it has to be someone I really like, and I appreciate their work, like Dick Warlock. His performance as Michael Myers, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get a signature and a photo from him because I appreciate him being one of the most iconic, villains in horror history. Got to get a photo with him. And I'll be like, hey man, I appreciate your work. You're epic as Michael Myers. There's been many people that have played the character of Michael Myers, but you've done a good job. That's why, like, I could pass on Bam and I could pass on Shannon Elizabeth, but Tom Atkins, he's like one of my favorite guys in a bunch of. I mean, he was in Escape from New York. He played one of the villains, one of the police force villains, and he's in it the whole time. Well, except for the at the end part, but he's in pretty much the beginning and the middle and a little bit of the end. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna I'll either shake his hand and get like a photo with him or a selfie or an autograph or something. But he's been in a lot of my favorites. But I get where you're coming from, Visions. I definitely do. Anyway. Well, that'll about sum it up for today's. I went a little extra longer than I thought. I was already supposed to be off taking a shower and editing the rest of the vlog. But I was having a lot of fun. So I thought I would stay. I would stay a little bit longer. Haven't done a long stream in quite a while, but I'll let you guys know about this. I'm thinking about going to either one day or 2 days. I'm definitely not going for 3 days because that's when it gets quite costly. Because Vision said, "Oh, Fierce, look at the website. They got all the prices for the signatures." So I haven't checked out the website, but before I go into work tonight, I'm definitely going to check out the website because I need to see how much the tickets are. That'll determine if I'm going to go for a day or 2, but I'm definitely not going for 3 days. I may just pop in for a day, get some cool footage, meet some of the actors, be like, all right, cool, this was enough, and then mosey on out of there. So yeah, I can understand paying for signatures and meeting and stuff. It's just not my thing. Yeah, listen, I got you, buddy. It's not your cup of tea. I get it, Visions. I understand. That's why people are different. You know, you like you're more of a music fan, right? You know, Fears, I appreciate music and I like a little bit of music, but is it my favorite thing? No. Movies. Movies is my thing. Movies my thing, you know? Vision says, funny enough, it's cheaper to buy a 3-day pass than it is to buy 2 individual. Oh, really? Is it, Visions? Damn. Well, listen, you know me on the cheap. If it's cheaper to buy a 3-day pass, then I'll do it. So you're telling me I'm gonna have to look at this website, buddy. That would be hilarious. I get on the website. I mean, I trust Visions. I get on the website and it's like, oh yeah, $100 for like 1 day, and then all of a sudden, hey, well, for a 3-day pass, it's only $40. I'd be like, oh shit. I'm like, well then, hell, I may not go all 3 days, but I'll get the cheaper pass just in case if I want to go. I did not know that. That's why I need to look at the website, buddy. That's hilarious. That is funny though, Visions. That's funny. Probably because they're giving you a deal. They're like, oh well, like if I understand where they're coming from. If one person's only coming for 1 day, oh well, we'll just get him for as much money as we possibly can because he's only coming that 1 day. But they're like, oh man, this guy's coming 3 days. Yeah, we'll give him a deal. So I get where they're coming from. But tell me, trust me, if it's cheaper, I'll do all 3 days. If it's cheaper, I promise I will check out the website. I'm literally after this stream, I'm gonna get a shower. Right after shower, I am checking out the website before I cook dinner. Anyway, well, that'll about sum her up, guys. Fears has got to check out, take a shower, check out the website, get on just a little bit of a nap, a quick nap. Listen, I don't care if I'm the master of nappers. Fears gladly accepts that title. So, hey, Sega, you're out of here because I'm the master napper of the community, and I wear that badge with pride, buddy. Plus, I always like to get a good nap before work because I work long hours. So, little nap, little dinner, and then I'm going to edit for a little while. And then I'm going to mosey on off to sleep. Vision says, nice stream. Well, thanks, buddy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, as always. And I always have a blast hanging out with you guys. The loving and loyal fans, get ready for an epic weekend. Oh, man. It's going to be fun, guys. A little Goodwill, thrift shopping, church on Sunday, hanging out with the big guy upstairs, my buddy, my pal. The big guy upstairs, the man, the boss, the master plan, the guy that has a master plan for, I believe he's got a master plan for everybody. Some people don't agree with that, but I believe that God loves everyone, even Quentin. I know it's hard to believe, but he actually does love Quentin. God's got more patience. I put up with Quentin, but do I like him? That's all I'm going to say. But God loves him. God loves everybody. And then hanging out with LC, 15K party. Oh yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna be behind again on some vlogs, but it's gonna be worth it because I'm vlogging LC's party. Oh yeah. But what else is new? Fears is behind on vlogs. What else is new? But you know what? I'd rather have more footage than zero footage or slim to none footage. That's why I'm like, I have an unlimited supply of footage because I'm always filming, Because there's been times back in the day where I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to film. I've already got up with all the vlogs. I don't have any footage. I don't have that problem anymore because I'm always thinking of footage. Always thinking of new videos, new vlogs, new streams, because then I'm like, all right, well, I have an unlimited supply of footage now. I can edit. So there it is. All right, time for some shout-outs, and then I'm out of here. Don't forget to check out my buddy, Cameo Man, at CameoMan2021, and Randall's second channel, Part Deuce, the Mayor of Magic. Check out Pixel, Lord of those pylons. It's pylon after pylon upon pylon upon pylons at Pixel Protocol. Check out Resi Girl Gamer on Twitch and on YouTube. Check out the Sega Camp Gamer on Twitch, because he doesn't do YouTube anymore. Check out my buddy Sam on YouTube and Twitch at Egotistical Commando. Check out my buddy LC at Heroes and Villains Collectibles. And last, but certainly not least, follow Visions, Lord Visions, at www.exhumevisions.com. Visions. What do I always say? You know what Fear's about to say. Everybody open up those little ears of yours. Buy some cool shit. Why? Because Visions' website is fucking cool. Visions is cool, and Visions is a cool epic. My buddy, my pal, motherfucker. That's right. Anyway, cheers to you guys. Everybody say goodbye to Baby Yoda. Goodbye to Fears. And Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. Please do yourself a favor and check out this movie. Accept Christ into your life. And I love you guys. I love you guys. I care about you guys. Thanks always for being cool, loyal fans. Thanks for always giving the likes, the comments, the views, everything, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna skedaddle because that shower awaits. Little bangbus.com, you know, after the shower or in the shower, depending on how Fears is feeling. I'm just joking. Am I? Let me one video. Damn you, LC, for introducing me to bangbus.com. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. All right. Sorry, I was talking off. My bad. I probably should leave. All right. I love you guys. I'm taking off. But get ready to watch an epic vlog. The next vlog I'm working on is when I went to Hulk Hogan's Beach Shop by myself. Then the next vlog is all the Tommync2010 stuff. And then I swear to God that the Titanic is next. Good Lord. So much footage, so little time. All right. This is Fears. Signing off. Peace!